Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Flintlocks and Fireballs, where a handful of private dicks will attempt to survive the infernal dimensions of Dungeons and Dragons. I am your host, Dungeon Master Jason Phelps, and I'm joined in person by Robbie Private Eye Bellekom, Sam Private Ear Burns, and Ellie Private Health Insurance Sparrow.
I'm the worst one.
We come from a country with socialised healthcare.
For now.
Oh,
God, as if we all cut in with that. We're together!
Yay! Today's episode is very much brought to you by the Flintlocks and Fireballs Patreon.
Yes.
So...
As is this whiskey.
Thank you very much for buying this whiskey.
We saved up some of the Patreon money so that we could have some of it for the holiday that we're currently on.
Because we've missed each other.
Yes. And we really needed to get away together so that we didn't all go completely insane. So we really appreciate the little bit of help with bits of that.
Yeah.
In news that will surprise no one, the last year and a half have had some slightly erosive effects on general mental health. So getting away for a little bit.
With each other.
For the first time since February 2020.
Yeah, the last time, so that you all know, story. The last time we actually were all four of us was Pod
Some
UK.
of you were there.
Yes, some of you were there. Hello, if you were there. Hopefully we'll see you again sometime. You were all very lovely. It has actually been that long since it was the four of us.
How's the day to go out on for last time we were all together?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Incredible. We loved you all.
We did all the things that we wouldn't be allowed to do for 2 years.
But it's been weird. It's been good and weird.
It's been a lot.
Yeah.
And wow, it really has been since Pod UK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the stowaways, and you know who you are, I still owe you your cake tin. I don't even live in London anymore.
Oh, God.
But at some point, I'll probably see you again, and I will give you your cake tin back with a cake in it.
It literally came on 3 house moves with us. We're so sorry. We were just we moved house, while lockdowns were happening, we just still have this cake tin from the stowaway. So we still have it. We will give it to you at some point. Message us. Send us your address if you like. We can mail it to you. Although we don't mind.
But this episode is very much brought to you by the Flintlocks and Fireballs Patreon. Thank you so much to all of our stowaways who support and really keep this ship of mental health right now sailing. This is, my God, we needed this.
And while we're kind of saying all this, actually, thank you for. Whenever we've said we're reducing content or taking a break from the main campaign or many things that we need to do, we don't know when we're getting back to the main campaign. We seriously all need just a break from things that are more serious, and we need to do some very light stuff for a while and maybe take more breaks generally. Whenever we've put out an announcement like that, all you've all said is "I love you," and if it goes down further, I still will. And I'll still be here, and it's really nice. You're all really lovely.
So much to us, thank you.
It's so reassuring.
Yeah,
because we're all very anxious people.
Yeah, and we're all a fucking mess after the last couple of years. To be honest, I think we've really needed this week to do nothing and be together and be weird. It's been lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you for your continued support. We're not sure what's happening with the content schedule because we still need a break. But we're doing some dumb stuff for fun.
This and some other stuff is going to continue coming in as the sort of burnout break schedule, as it were.
So many things I could run. There's so many things I want to try.
Until we're ready to.
Enjoy the weird one shots and stuff. We're having fun, and we're just sometimes you need a break from the big stories.
Soon.
Halloween one shot. Yes.
But how will we do horror? We're so bad at doing horror.
On the subject of horror, it doesn't have to be horror. We would highly recommend Avery Alder's The Quiet Year.
It's amazing.
Yes.
We're
If you're
obsessed
on the
with it.
Patreon, there is a link on the blog about our holiday.
Yes. I think you can buy that on Itch.
Yeah, you can buy it on Itch. It's like $10, I
Yeah.
think. Actually, no, I didn't buy it on Itch. I bought it on Buried Without Ceremony.
Very good.
But yeah, it's like $10 to like £7 if you're in the UK. I'm sorry, I don't know all the other currencies conversions. But yeah, it's a really, really good game. It's GM-less, so nobody has to run the thing, basically.
Yeah.
And it's technically it's briefed as a map-making storytelling game. And that is what it is, but it can basically be any fucking genre you love.
We
so
played two
any
games
genre
of it.
you like, yeah.
One was a very let's all be dicks to each other cult, like cheerful snake bird cult
Yeah.
rivalry thing. And then the one we played last night was pure horror.
It was one of the most terrifying horror stories I've ever been part of, actually. It was really harrowing.
Great way to spend my birthday evening.
It was
Birthday, Sam!
It was really good. But yeah, basically how it works is it's a deck of cards and every card is a week of the year.
Yeah.
So you tell the story of a year in this community. And you don't play one person. You can be various bits of it or just a random opinion about it. So it's quite low pressure if you're not in the mood to be in character, but you want to do storytelling. It's really lovely.
It is. We played the short version where you take out like 5 cards from each season. Still lasts about 3-4 hours if you play through the whole year. So you can split it up, play it in a few sessions, or which is what we planned to do last night, and then we accidentally got into horror, and we just had to keep playing until 2:30 in the morning to know how it ended.
Or no one would sleep.
Or
Yeah.
no one would sleep.
Ever again.
Yep. Oh no, if we'd stopped halfway through, I would have been like, no sleeping, ever. No, this is terrible.
He will rewrite us.
No. But yeah, we set our village in a library, a giant, cavernous, unexplained, massive library full of
shadows.
dark and shadows.
Yeah,
it was
like
great.
if corridors aren't lit, they shift.
And there are things in the dark. Anyway, let's go to hell.
Let's go to hell. So,
The hell will be less scary.
Yeah.
I'm going to briefly leave it to future Jason, whose messages were actually recorded in the distant past, to briefly talk about the non-Patreon like affiliates and stuff that we usually that you'll get links for at the bottom of the episode. So, past future Jason, take it away. It's Future Jason with messages from the present. We are an affiliate of dnddice.com, makers of beautiful specialty dice since 2010. Whether you need dice because you're masquerading as a vampire, calling Cthulhu, or are some sort of Pathfinder gathering the magic munchkins, you can click through our affiliate link in the description and grab yourself or a friend some particularly sexy dice or a particularly sexy leather dice bag. We are also an affiliate of Zavi, fine producers of nerdy garments and handy household items. Remember, you can click through the affiliate link in the description and use code FLINTLOCKS20 to take 20% off clothing and FLINTLOCKS10 to take 10% off not clothing. And that's it for announcements this time. Back to you, Past Jason. The chronology of this gets weird. Anyway, so this episode is it's not so much not in canon as not in universe at all. This is emphatically not set in Calcinea. This is not how the Calcinean afterlife works. This is not how devils and demons and such work in Calcinea.
So no weird Calcinea fan theories about this universe. I mean, you can have weird theories about this one. But...
Absolutely, but it's its own continuity. It's its own setting. So this is set in the Principalities, and I'll describe a bit more about that as we get started. We'll see how this goes, because this was built to be a noir mystery.
Sometimes the players don't agree.
But I've seen what your characters are.
We all suck.
We are the absolute worst.
The most relevant thing, of course, just to acknowledge is they're all devils, or possibly demons. I'm using the terms a bit interchangeably here. And this is in hell. So, with that in mind, let us begin. A murder in Mephistopolis. Our land stands on the sabre's edge.
Our cities are a powder keg.
Brother chains, brother, no one's free. A life on land is short, you'll see.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.
It's a rainy day in Mephistopolis. Of course, your office, the Office of MDF Investigations, is located in the stacks, where it always rains.
Oh no.
You live in the greatest city of the Principalities. Granted, every city of the Principalities calls itself the greatest city, but you may or may not have been to any of the others, so you've no reason to doubt this. However, you live in the city... Well, you persist in the city of Mephistopolis, one of a handful of islands of stability amidst the abyss that is the afterlife. The three of you are all demons, or devils, take your pick. Maybe you led bad lives. Maybe you were bad people. Maybe you just didn't lead particularly good lives. Or maybe you were saints, but you didn't cleave to the right gods. One way or another, when your time came, no one came to claim you, and you ended up here. It's hard to say how long you've been here. Maybe you remember a little of life. Or maybe the time spent in death and time spent slaving away in the afterlife has eroded that. Whatever the source of your humanity, mortality, you might have been human once, you might not, a lot of that has ground away and been replaced with more demonic essence. However, as I said, it's a rainy day in Mephistopolis. Here in the stacks, rents are high, rooms are small, and there's not a lot of elbow room. Especially when all three of you have to fit behind the same desk. You could actually only afford one desk.
Desk.
Still though,
Like this desk.
as you are settling business with your last client, and currently your only client thus far on the books, a leggy blonde demoness. 16 legs.
Far too many legs.
Legs.
One. There's two of them. There's three. That's more than normal then.
Legs.
Exactly.
I know she was trouble the moment she walked in here.
So, she says, a huge arachnoid demon with blonde, with sparse blonde hairs running up and down her carapace, and painted red pedipalps. Like, you got the pictures?
Do we?
You do in fact have the pictures. Yes.
We got pictures? We got pictures, yeah.
Pictures.
Yeah, we
That all
have them.
depends. You got to be the old balls.
Yeah, I got your old balls. As long as you got proof that my wife's been cheating on me, and I can get everything in the divorce.
What's she thinking?
She's okay, yeah. So I'm going to use this as a bit of an opportunity to introduce the characters. So the first and I think is the smallest of the... Well, not smallest, but shortest of the 3 demons behind this desk. Dretch, do you want to describe yourself?
Yeah, so Dretch is a Dretch, if you've seen the Player's Handbook. If you've not seen the Player's Handbook, kind of like a standing pug is the best way I can describe how they look. Slightly fat, short, arms dangling dumbly by their sides at most times. Face between a pug face and a bat face, somewhere in that vicinity is what we're talking. And notable features include really massive ears, just really, really, like, absurdly huge ones, like down to their elbows. Like, it's just an unnecessary amount of ear going on. Also, enormous feet, like, again, ridiculously enormous for their size, like, think enormous clown shoe size feet, with little claws on the ends. Tiny, tiny bat wings at the back that you don't know if would even do anything. They are that small. And a sort of vacant expression. Like a little grin, but there's not much happening behind the eyes.
However, Dretch, with those massive ears, you can pick up the arachnid demoness's thoughts. And she's thinking, damn it, I need these photos. I know he's got it. I know his lawyers have got evidence of me breaking contract. I gotta get something spicier to make him settle out of court.
Spicy.
I'm gonna get dissolved.
Spicy. That's what you get.
Breach of contract is serious business in hell.
But spicy is all Dretch remembers.
Last night's dinner wasn't that spicy.
I would disagree. Oh, yeah.
Spicy. I pointed at the blonde.
You're spicy? Spicy?
Okay.
Don't worry about the Dretch. They're for your favor. Yeah, I got your old balls.
Dretch.
Yes.
Can I roll an insight to see if I can put together what Dretch means?
How would you possibly do that for good luck?
You can roll an insight to see if it... Yeah, experience. Oh, yeah, you've worked with Dretch. You've worked with Dretch for a long time. So, as you kind of like stroke your chin thoughtfully, do you want to introduce yourself, Malius?
Yes. Malius is a red-skinned tiefling with a kind of cream suit and a trilby kind of perched between his horns.
Look at the stylish tiefling.
Yeah.
Hello.
Why is he here?
The cream suit is old, but it's well kept. Maybe it's a little out of fashion, but there are some things that he believes are timeless. They're not timeless. He also has a slight thin moustache and a goatee, which he is currently stroking with slightly clawed fingers. He shifts slightly to better incorporate his forked tail, leans across the table and says, "You know, I've been in this business a while, and I pride myself on knowing when there's more than meets the eye going on in a place like this. So,
Business.
It's a one.
It is a 1!
One.
Which is a 6.
It's a 1. So, yeah, you think Dretch has cottoned on that she had the same stuff you did last night, which honestly was minced magma worms. So yeah, pretty spicy. That's probably why she looks so anxious to get this over quickly. She needs to hit the shitter quick as soon. When you've got that many legs, it can't be an easy process.
Oh, where does it come from? Do the legs relate? Is it? Oh.
You know how some people talk about farting through silk?
Are there 8 buttholes to go with her 16 legs? Like, I have questions.
Indeed, Frug, as you consider this yourself, describe what you look like.
So Frug is a bit goblin-esque, but not. The ears are bigger, the hands and feet longer. Also, the skin is semi-translucent, so there's a little bit of a hint of bones and organs inside. And it's a sort of pale green and slimy. Which is probably why they're not wearing many clothes, because their entire skin is slimy. They're just wearing a pair of shorts. They have a long tail, which has got a little bit of purple hair on the end, like a lion's tail sort of shape thing. And another arm, not on the tail. They have an extra left arm, which is usually carrying a lantern.
The lantern, the lantern is sat on the table. It's like an old-style hooded lantern, and it swivels the hood around so the cone of light points at you, and you just hear it mutter. Yeesh! You've got a visitor! Put on a damn shirt!
I don't know about a shirt. Stops me being, gets wet. You know what it be like to be wet all the time?
Yeah, I know what it's like to be wet. You carry me out in the rain all the time.
I'll drop you down a fucking well.
There.
Oh, fucking lantern.
The arachnoid demoness. Show me the... Go on, pictures. Come on.
Pictures.
Takes out the... she grips something in one of her hands.
Okay, so these pictures that I have, they are of an incriminating nature.
Indeed, they are painstakingly painted by very Pratchett-esque tiny imps in boxes. This is an incriminating looking series of photos of what appears to be a very, very obese slug demon. Kind of think Jabba the Hutt.
Right.
In the process of it surrounded by various scantily clad demons and so on. Fine. That's not the thing. But highlighted in red chalk, where you're able to spot it, there is, tucked into a bookshelf nearby, just a hint of a little black book with a gold sun symbol emblazoned on it. The holy text of Palor. This is hell. Strict state atheism. We don't want that. We don't bring the attention of the gods around here.
Right.
Before Malius gets the pictures out, and Frog is going to hold up a glove puppet on their second left arm.
Describe the glove puppet.
Looks like a musketeer. A musketeer version of Malius. Because why not? You're fancy enough. And it's just going to sort of get between Malius and this arachnid person. Did we have a name? Have I forgotten his name?
You just know her as the client or the spider
client.
demoness. She don't deal with names.
So I'm doing the glove puppet's hands out of instinct. So the glove puppet gets in between. One moment, just before we show you these pictures, show us the money.
Money?
Yeah, listen to Montgomery.
She looks at you a little weird. Don't have the puppet.
This little one here is a character witness.
Montgomery
Unfolds her
Demetrius
fingers.
Florian, at your service. And the glove puppet bows.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Here you are. 3 obols. She unclamps her fingers, and you can see 3 silvery coins. They sheen a little differently to silver. It's like if you took silver and then you put the spirit of silver into them. The way that silver should be, rather than the dull, common metal in the mortal world. And each of them is stamped with the emblem of the Mephisti, that of Duke Mephisto. Curled horns through a ring. And around the outside, in tiny demonic letters, around each one is a promise. they're not particularly important, big promises. One says, the bearer will receive a drink of their choice. Another is an evening stay in comfort. Another is just a week of food. But like all currency in hell, these are promises, favors. But Obol are favors backed by the Duke of Mephistopolis, and Duke Mephisto ain't gonna welch. So they are the strongest currency you can get.
Did we have a contract for how much they were going to pay us? Has it been like if we negotiate now, is that bad form?
It's you have a contract, but you have a contract. It's questionable form to negotiate, but negotiating the handover isn't necessarily. It's debatable whether it's breaching the contract. You agreed to the price of 3 obols, but if it's threatening to break a contract is not necessarily the same thing as breaking a contract, and contracts can be amended. It just depends whether you think you have leverage.
Okay.
I'm sure we agreed 4. Otherwise, I think Dretch's appetite might be growing a little. You like eating pictures, don't you, Dretch?
Ooh, I think. Okay, you're trying to blackmail them. Give me an intimidation check, please.
Glove puppet. Intimidation. It's not good. I rolled a 4, which is a 7.
Ah.
Oh no.
Listen, I already got a lawyer to deal with my wife. You think I won't have him any of a breach of contract?
Eating. Intimidate, please. I have it as a skill. Can I do it?
You do. An attempt has already been made, so with disadvantage.
Okay. 17.
Oh, wow. 17.
It's a flat stare.
She looks between the three of you.
Is the third one
private.
Frug or the glove puppet?
Fucking private eyes. Private dicks. Listen, I ain't got another obol, but she reaches into one of the many little handbags attached to her many arms and legs, and produces five. I'm going to say she'll produce initially. She produces 3 small. They're almost like little gold tickets. They've got a stamp on them, not the Mephisto stamp. They're a stamp that you will recognise. They are the stamp of a roaring bear's head, the mark of the Callisti, which means these probably came from the exchange, where a lot of big favours are traded and marked off. And these are more elaborate favours, but they basically trade about 10 to an obol. After a moment of narrowing her eyes, she brings out 3 more. All right, I ain't got any more obols, but I can do you 2 favors each from the exchange.
Oh, that sounds good. Favors?
Favors.
Favors, yes. I like favors.
Sounds reasonable. This is high quality stuff, I assure you you're getting here. And how many photos in fact do we have? Is it just the one, or is it...
You've got like 5, but it's basically the same scene from different angles.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And then like a few of him of her, the slug demon, just going to different locations.
Right.
But the spicy one is the one with the being somewhere with a Bible.
Sorry.
So she puts the money down, but keeps her hand on it.
Right. I place down the first, and I say, I suggest you might want to send that one to your lawyer. And then I place down the second one and goes, I suggest you might want to send that one to the local press. I place down another one and say, I suggest you might want to send that to the representatives of Duke Mephisto. I suggest you...
Like, all right, I get your suggestion.
Pictures.
Yeah.
Here's your coin. She snatches the photo, the painting, photorealistic paintings, and shoves them away.
Lick the coin.
Gonna shove the glove bucket back in
tastes
the
like mithril.
Oh.
Like, all right. I'd say it's been a pleasure, but I hope I never see you again.
Likewise.
She cracks open the door and scuttles out, pushing her through, squeezing her body through the actually remarkably small aperture.
Malius is going to sit back on. Another satisfied customer.
Spicy.
The cash that you've brought, basically the obols were gonna hit the level. Yeah, actually, yeah. Everyone add 1 obol and 2 favors.
Excellent.
What did we start with?
You started with 14 obols.
14.
Sorry, not 14. 4 obols.
Oh, I've written that. Sorry, I have written
4
it.
obols, 8 favors, and 13 promises. So you're now at 10 favors, 5 obols, and 13 promises, which is good because rent's coming due soon, and the rent for this for this office, which is also where you sleep, is
Got the money already. 10 and 5, thank you.
yep.
I'm good at math.
Is about 15 obols, and you're already you can't. It's pretty tricky to get overdue on rent around these parts. Let's just say you don't want to be called out in the acid rains.
So it's 15 obols each.
No, total.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you.
So we
you'll
have
come.
15 between
You
us.
have 15 between you, and then you will have basically no money.
Basically nothing.
Yeah.
So, it's about this point, as the doors swinging shut, there's a sound, and the mail arrives, thwapping through the door, and you get a soggy newspaper, and also, and as you kind of pick it up to examine it, out slips a small, basically it's like it's printed like a telegraph. It's a summons to, it's a summons to the Ministry of Law, which could be good, could mean work, and boy do you need work. Could be bad.
Right, before we go, did we do anything wrong? Is this going to be bad? Have you
Mail.
eaten it? Mail.
Mail.
Okay. Have we eaten anyone bad? Did you eat it specifically?
Spicy?
The magma one's disagreeing with you.
Are we in trouble, or is it safe-ish? Relatively. Oh, no.
Well, we haven't broken any contracts recently.
I think we remember.
Not
would
spicy.
We'd remember. Not spicy. You're not spicy?
Not spicy.
But the lady was
Spicy.
spicy. Okay. That narrows down what spicy could be. Make a note.
Yeah, I thought maybe she hadn't agreed with the
Spicy.
magma worms either.
Not spicy. Malius, spicy.
Not spicy.
Not spicy. Lantern, spicy.
Yeah.
They could be spicy if I wanted
No,
to be.
shut up!
You shut up.
Ah!
Bleh. It shines in your eyes.
Ah.
Well, wait. We're missing out someone here.
Montgomery?
Yes.
Montgomery Demetrius Florian. Please, for my full title.
Not spicy.
Right. I'm
We
gonna
must
shove the
leave no
glove puppet back
stone
in the
unturned
pocket.
in these
gone.
particular instances. I'm sure you'll agree.
It's not that the law never gets broken. It's just that how well it's enforced varies. As you well know, a lot of the law in Mephistopolis comes down to... A lot of the law is what you might call private law, as it were, rather than... I don't think that's quite the right word, but basically it's, does someone press charges? Only a handful of crimes are actual felonies that will get prosecuted, must be investigated, no matter what. You don't usually get involved with those. And most of your work is like this. It's trying to find information for private clients. Occasionally, though, there is real work that comes from the Ministry of Law. After all, this is hell. All law enforcement is privatised, including investigative services. But, well, there are big, snooty PIs for that with lawyers. You think you nominally have a lawyer? You did a case for a lawyer on credit, but you haven't heard anything from them in some time.
Bastard must have died.
Yeah, no, usually do, don't I?
Happens a surprising amount. However, the ministry is all the way in not on the other side of town, but up in the sort of mid-level nicer district. So, you're going to need to take the train. So you head out. Do you want to take the newspaper with you, or
Yes.
Yeah.
no that?
It might be useful.
And you make your way
Dretch might get hungry.
into the stacks.
Keeping those flies off us.
Oh yeah, you're
There's
surrounded by
a lot
flies,
of
aren't
flies.
Not always.
No,
Oh.
you can be.
I could have got advantage on that fucking intimidation check if I
you'd
got the
remembered.
flies out.
Even so, flies do naturally draw themselves to you, even without you doing it.
you? Bugs.
Dretch, yeah, you can just like snatch a few and
I need
nom
those.
them.
Those are important. Oh, never mind.
Bugs.
It's a cold, muggy day in the stacks. Sorry, it's not cold muggy. It's a wet, muggy day. Even just making your way down the staircase out to the street level is tricky. You have to shove and elbow your way past the other inhabitants of the tower blocks you live in. And when you get down, you're immediately pelted by the rain. Fortunately, it's not acid rain season right now. So it's just miserable and soaks you to your skin. Doubly so in the case of Frug, who just doesn't wear clothes apart from, I think you got like some shorts, and that's about it. Frug is one of the handful of people, of the three of you, Frug actually has to elbow the least on account of their skin being literally poisonous to those who touch them. There is a huge beetle demon that does just like elbow you though, because their chitinous armor protects them from poison. You're in my way.
You're in my way.
Yeah, shove off.
You shove it. Dretch.
Shove! Shove them.
You stop. Make a strength check.
Oh, my strength's really good, and that's really bad. That's an 8.
You shove them, but
I overshoot and trip a bit.
yeah, you kind of like stumble the banister, and the demon gives a before carrying on. You can see they've got a huge wrench.
What are they
over
thinking?
Their shoulder. They're thinking. Dukes of Hell. I gotta get to the train. Late for work.
Late.
Yeah. Kind of shoves first. If only they have so many people in the way. Ugh. They stumble onwards.
Some people have no respect.
It's grim, cramped, and crumbling here in the stacks. It's hard to say if the stacks were ever new. They've been around longer than you have, longer than anyone than you can remember, longer than anyone you know can remember. But as you join the trudging masses, you eventually make your way to the train station. The station almost resembles. Think the train stations in something like Poirot. There was
pretty.
a time when this was beautiful, when then there were towering obelisks with Art Deco paintings on them, gold engravings, and so on. But it hasn't kept up. The paint peels. The glorious looking depictions of the Duke, of proud demons marching to war, have faded with time. They look callous, worn, tired. It's a well understood but little known fact of hell that hell tends to reflect the people in it. And the people around the stacked train station haven't felt glory in a long time. What you do feel is watched. There is surveillance everywhere. From little high posts, imps with goggles and little sketchbooks and pens just study everyone waiting on the platform, occasionally stopping to quickly sketch a lightning fast image.
I'll wave.
One of them waves back, then sketches you, puts it in their bag, continues to peer around.
Is it one of these we bribed to help us get the pictures for the last case?
Yeah, I think that is the sort of feel of it. You bribed one of the surveillance
So these were
cameras,
sketches?
basically. Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah, like photorealistic sketches.
Fun.
Yeah.
There are a couple of members of the Mephisti around, big armoured figures with thick spiked clubs. You can't see into the helmets, so it's not really clear whether they're just enchanted suits of armour or if there are actually demons in there. But the effect is much the same.
I want to throw something in one, but I don't. But I want to. Just
You
open the
actually-
helmet and see if it rattles. But
There's a sort of clinking sound as someone does. As a little pebble goes against them. I'm going to roll a check to see if they spot them. They peer into to the throng of people as a bunch of demons just look like, what? No, I had nothing to do with that. And then just thrusting various demons out of their way, they pick up a little sort of gangly imp with a really long neck. Hey, I didn't do that. What was that? And then just hurl them onto the tracks as with a train comes in. The imp is smacked by the train, and you see them flutter onto the far platform with one wing looking broken before they scramble away.
Oh well.
Rocks.
A few people look over, they shrug, and they get on. The train pulls to a stop. You all, you kind of glance down as the ticket inspector kind of waves people past. A tall, thin demon with huge, bulbous eyes, just skittering between everyone holding up their ticket stubs. You have season tickets.
Cool.
Most people do. Day tickets are kind of a pain. Where you sometimes you get the scalpers who'll buy a brick of them for a favor and then sell them out. But smart demon saves up, sell them out for promises. But smart demons buy season tickets or have their own arrangements. You know, some
Good
people.
lord. Even in hell, season tickets are cheaper than doing pay-as-you-go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not the case in London for anyone who hasn't been there. That's what the comedy is.
Yeah.
It's better in hell than it is in London. There are literal posters in London saying, don't buy a season ticket, it's more expensive than just using your Oyster card or going contactless.
What the hell is wrong with us?
I don't know.
The system's broken.
Trains are better in hell.
The trains are actually run by a particular, by the...
But they're on time as well.
They're like, it depends which bits of the city you're in. Some of the train lines run faster than others. In this case, it's a huge metallic thing. It looks like an old-style steam train. If you armoured it, and if the armour came to life, you see ominous red glows coming from the front of the engine, staring at, like, kind of flashing between people. The way that the grills are put out the front, it does look like it has a face, and it is pissed off with its job.
It's one of the ones that got exiled in Thomas the Tank Engine. This is where they end up.
Given the way that things work in Hell, it probably is sentient, and it probably hates its job.
Being fair.
Being a train would be a shit job.
It is a shit job. You do see a worse job as you kind of stumble, as you shuffle into one of the carriages. And that is the street cleaner. One of the old pile, where the imp landed and was picked up, has left a slightly unsightly spray of ichor, and what you see like a glyph carved into one of the panels glow, and a vague ethereal presence. It's not really, it's faintly humanoid shape, it's hard to say, appears and starts scraping up the ichor, scattering it away before returning. That's someone who broke contract.
Oh no.
When you break contracts, or when you commit or when you found guilty of a felony in Hell, dissolution. You get broken down for parts, and whatever's left of you will usually get turned into some sort of enchanted item.
You.
No.
Is that where your lamp came from?
Yeah, the lantern probably broke the law at some point.
Fine, Lantern's a dick.
You're a dick!
You're a dick!
Dick!
Ooh. You all...
Wait, we're all dicks. That's the whole point of this.
Private dicks.
Yes.
Dicks.
I was a public dick before this.
Oh, la-di-da.
Spicy.
Exhibitionism.
Back when I had one.
Let's answer some questions about Lantern. A question. Well, no one wanted to ask.
Yeah, the question that none of us thought of is answered.
You're not sure whether Lantern actually remembers whether it had a dick or not, or if it just says this shit.
It fancies itself as something that maybe had a dick once.
Once upon a time. Yes. A rare opportunity. As you are, because of where the train stops, you just happen to be at the front of the press. There are seats.
Oh, Dretch, shove!
Shove!
Okay, you scramble trying to grab a seat in time. Can I have an athletics check from Dretch?
Maybe
please?
good at
Oh, sorry, this was a little too intense for me. Scrambling for
I don't know.
seats
Scrambling
check.
for seats on a train, intense activity.
Yeah.
22.
22.
Yeah.
You sort of go, shove, and just like barge past, knocking several demons out of the way, with the pair
I
of you
spread
like
myself on the seats and wait for both of you.
scrambling behind in the wake, and then kind of like carefully pick up Dretch's huge ears so you can squat down.
Good work, Dretch.
Seats.
Well done.
Bugs.
Never mind.
Yeah, there is actually there's a huge fly demon on the seat opposite who's in a thick kind of like trench coat, and they've got lots of little flies around them, and some of them kind of wander over to you.
Bugs.
Oh, yeah, okay, well, that's happening again now.
Excuse me, those are my flies.
Dretch, sick 'em up.
You sick up the smashed little spiders. You know you can keep them. It's fine.
Bugs eating.
He shakes. The fly demon shakes his head and leads through the newspaper.
I would
Pulls
like to
open.
eat one of my bugs instead, so as not to further offend this person.
Okay, you reach into your bottle of bugs. Roll a
Yes.
d4.
I imagine Dretch has a bag of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have a bottle of bugs. Take the cork out. Maybe it's a bug. Who knows? 3.
It's a tasty bug. You got a bright red little one with 18 wings and a long segmented body with little pincers at the end.
I take my time. Tasty
It
bug.
wriggles a little at first and then stops.
One day you're gonna eat the wrong person's flies.
Bugs.
You hear as the doors, you hear the whistle. The doors close. Ow! Last couple of demons are shoved in, and you hear the train begin to go. Don't! Comes an irate call from the front.
Oh, it's the central line.
I would enjoy trains so much more if they said that would be so much more fun.
With a heavy chugging of wheels, the train begins to leave the station. It's going to be a little bit of a trip to reach before you get to the ministry. So.
There's a process as we're sat next to each other with Dretches in the middle of the ears coming up and squashing both of you and you pushing them down and them coming back up again.
Is there anything you'd like to do to pass the time?
I'd like to look at one of my rocks.
Okay, roll a d6, pull out a rock.
I've got a bag of rocks. Let's see what's in it. That's a 1. Is rock.
You can. You
I
pull
lick
out a nice piece of. It's like it's a dull green rock. It's got some nice white veins. Tastes very very slightly coppery.
Rock. I lick it. I just lick it for the journey like it's an
It's a
ice
decent
cream.
rock.
That's my entertainment. Lick a rock for a bit. Unless anyone asks me to do anything else, you can assume I'm licking rocks.
All my things are once per day, so it's really not worth doing.
Hey, I bet you, neither of you can beat me at the game of I Spy.
Ow,
Spy.
I agree.
Licking my rock. Is anyone thinking anything weird?
Okay, let's look at Dretch's passive perception for this then.
Yeah. I'm not like actively listening.
No,
I
you're
hear
just like
anything weird.
flicking through as well as
Yeah.
passive. So, actually, your passive insight is more relevant here. So you flick through a few thoughts. People are it's a lot of the usual. People are thinking about, gotta get to work. How am I going to make rent? Those fools don't know what's coming to hit them. And then you hear. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
When we get into the not long now.
Not long.
What are you talking about? It's bloody ages.
Spy.
Okay, I spy with my little eyes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Wait, that's not how this goes.
Not long.
It's gonna be at least. Let's see. There's another stop in 1 minute. The next stop is 3 minutes after that. Your stop is like 15 minutes.
I hold one of my ears up. Spy.
I'm confused.
I think they're tuning into random people's, and he just
Ow.
gestures.
Not long.
Spy. Not long. 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
And we've been talking about this for what? A minute?
There's a
30
Minutes.
seconds.
screech from the front.
2 minutes. It's been 2 minutes.
It's been 1 minute.
This train
as
is
the-
amazing.
As the train pauses, the doors open. Some people get out. Hey, get out of my way! And then more people shove in. Come on! Give me some elbow room! Come on! Do.
This is my favourite train in anything ever. I want to draw this like mad, upset train.
And you hear, dude, come on, we're moving. And you just hear this, the voice again. A minute, less than a minute.
Less minute.
Last minute.
Isn't it getting off at the next stop?
The next stop's only going to be a minute away.
Next minute stops 2 minutes away. At this point,
Less
you're,
minute.
you're actually, you peer out. The train moves at a fair clip. You've left the stacks at this point. And at this point, you are now coming to, you're coming into the sort of manufacturing district. You can see glimpses of tall kind of factory buildings, like old Victorian-style mills with those huge windows. There's smoke.
Dark
Dark
Satanic Mills.
Mills. There's thick chimneys billowing smoke. You can't see. The sky before was like rain and grey, and there's still a little bit of rain here and there, but it's just black smoke up above. You can almost feel the sweltering heat from outside as the train runs over runs up. The arches, it runs along sort of like train line arches as on a huge kind of, I sort of raised rail. What would you call them? You know, when you get those like when trains run on bridges that go across like
a viaduct.
Yeah, like a viaduct. That's
Yeah.
the word. Yeah, there's a huge viaduct that climbs up and will eventually get towards the higher parts of the city. But you're still kind of in the low city at this point. You see the fly demon opposite shuffle a little, flick his read through his newspaper. It's the same newspaper as you have, but less soppy. He must have gotten on at an earlier stop.
Can I figure out who's thinking the minute thoughts? Or...
Roll an insight check.
Yeah, there's lots of people, so I don't feel like that's easy. But
Yeah. This whole carriage is packed with demons.
9.
Someone close by, like within, like definitely within like 30 feet or so, which I think is your telepathy
it's
range
the
anyway.
range,
So it's
yeah.
but like obviously it's within your telepathy range. but
It's trying to figure out who's talking in a
Yeah,
carriage. It's
yeah.
really hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last minute.
Come on, it's got to be any second now.
Second.
You can see the
Just licking
newspapers.
the rock. No urgency.
I do what I want to. I don't think I would think to look around and try and work out
Yeah.
who it is. So I can't help.
Actually, I think I will look around, and I'm going to use my eye for detail.
Okay, remind me how that feature works.
Okay. Whenever I use my investigation, I have advantage basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna look. So it's less about reading people and more looking for physical clues. Give me an investigation check.
Yes.
He's clone for looks.
Yes. Natural 20.
Hey!
Oh!
On the ice cream die!
What does that add up to?
28.
Nice.
Okay. You can see. You kind of look. You study the other passengers. Not their expressions. The glimpses into their inner worlds don't interest you. You're looking for cold, hard facts.
Yeah.
You skim through the people in front. The fly demon catches your attention for a moment, but then you see sat next to him is what looks like a huge, kind of like a really broad-mouthed lizard demon. Kind of looks like a bearded lizard, but
Okay.
like a bearded dragon type lizard, but it's got kind of speckled grey-green skin, mottled skin. and they're also wearing a big trench coat. The trench coat's pretty popular, lots in this part of town.
Well, the acid rain, yeah.
But you notice that they've got several bulges, which aren't the usual, which don't match the bulges you would expect for their demonic body type. And there's a moment where you catch a glimpse of them as they're shifting around. The trench coat shifts, and you spot something tucked into like a little brace or like a holster underneath the trench coat. It looks almost like a tiny silver, pearly white moon. About the size of like a grapefruit.
Ooh, okay.
You're the one who spotted this. I think this has got to be... Because it's been of recent... I think this might have to be an Arcana.
Okay.
Check. For you, just
to figure out what it is.
To figure out what it is. See if you recognise this.
Okay, that's a 14.
I do. We've worked together before, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dretch can look at magic stuff and figure out what it is.
Okay.
Whether you want to do anything with that information, I haven't seen it, so like.
It's ringing a bell, but you don't know what it is. You know it's not a regular piece of devilish equipment that you've seen before. You also know that this thing's got at least 4 of those hidden under its trench coat.
Okay, I am going to bring up the newspaper as if it's a big broadsheet.
You catch a glimpse of a piece talking about the success of the most recent Callisti ball. Social event of the year.
Yeah, and I'm going to use this newspaper to mask the fact that I'm talking to Dretch.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dretch.
Dretch.
See that lizard over there?
Lizard.
Yeah. They've got something on them. Bunch of, like, white spherical things. What are they?
I bring the newspaper down.
Ball? Look.
Yeah.
Okay. I use my magic awareness.
Okay.
I did put some holes in the newspaper with my mage hand.
Yes.
So the Dretch can look through.
How does your mage hand look? Is it just like your glove puppet
Yes,
just flies
it is a
up?
glove puppet. It's like a spectral version of the glove puppet.
So
it's
I don't-
not quite as solid.
You don't get like amazing information, but I can tell you what school of magic it is.
Yeah.
So basically,
Okay.
it's magic awareness. It's a wild magic barbarian ability. And I know the location of any magic spell or item within 60 foot, and I know the school of magic. It must not be in total cover though.
Okay, well, as I said, the jacket is slightly open, so you can see it. Okay, so you learn. You learn its location. Within 60 feet. I mean, okay. So first of all, there's a lot of like low grade magic items all around.
Yeah.
Including the train. But these 4. I guess the one that you can see, the other 3 are kind of like covered up by the.
If they're completely covered by coat, that would count as like total cover.
Total cover.
wouldn't it?
But the one that isn't completely covered shines like a fucking beacon. To
Shiny.
you. It is
Spicy.
It is extremely spicy. It is transformational magic. It's transmutation.
Oh, how do I put this?
This is very powerful transmutation magic.
Big spicy. Change.
Spice change.
Change ball.
Change ball. Ball.
Oh, Queen. Oh, Demon Queen, it's happening. It's happening. That's what you
Happening?
can hear from the thought. And
Oh,
you
boy.
see the lizard demons stand up, shoving a couple of people like, "Hey, what's your business?" And go, like, by the Queen, you will all see change. And you see and you see 4 beam blasts of moonlight erupts out from his chest.
Okay.
Everybody make a dex save, please.
Okay.
Might get advantage on this.
You do.
Yep. I have
That's
evasion.
on initiative, so maybe not.
I have a 7.
Sorry, I'm trying to work out if I get advantage on this. No, I think I get advantage on initiative, and I can act on a surprise round, if that makes
I
difference.
think there's a thing barbarians have where
Barbarians get
danger
advantage
sense.
on
Danger
dex
sense.
saves if they've seen it
That's
coming,
what I'm
which you
thinking.
kind of have seen it coming.
Well, I mean, I was literally looking at it to
you're
figure
looking
out
at
what
it.
it was doing, so
So,
yes.
what was it?
24.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Also, I have evasion if that is relevant.
Alright, so both of you manage to get, bring the newspaper in front of you and kind of duck out of the way to avoid getting hit directly by the
That
blast.
was a crossword on the back.
You get a go. You don't get hit directly by one of the beams, but it does strike you.
Ow!
And you feel a wave of transformational magic try to twist and change you. It doesn't manage to take completely, but for the whole of this combat, you are effectively poisoned.
I think I'm immune.
This is not poison per se. I'm using this as an equivalent thing. You've disadvantage to attacks and ability checks.
I'm immune to poison unpoisoned for just so.
Cool. This is not
But this is a
poison.
different thing. This
This
is my
is
body
that's
doing
just
weird.
the,
Maybe.
this is
Yeah.
this is your body fighting off hostile change. So for the purposes of this, count yourself as if you were poisoned.
Cool.
However, the lizard demon, the fly demon, and a handful of other demons all around you, of which at least three are immediately relevant to you because they're opposite, are changed utterly. And you catch it. It's imagine the scene from any of these films, any film of your choice that would be relevant, of a transformation happening, but within about 6 seconds flat, as about 8 demons transform, snouts lengthening, limbs lengthening, into giant demonic wolf human hybrid. As you are met by suddenly the carriage is full of werewolves.
American
There
Werewolf
is
in London.
you hear a screeching of the train and a voice from the front. Oh shit! And everybody roll initiative, please.
Hey.
Oh god, what's your initiative modifier? I haven't actually written it down.
Dexterity.
It's dexterity.
And you have advantage on initiative.
I do, yeah.
Okay, so initiatives, please.
13.
13 for Dretch.
18.
18 for Malius.
10.
Okay, and 10 for Frug and Co. So,
Lantern does have their own personality. The glove is just Frog doing a voice. It's not a separate
And
entity.
Malius
It's
doesn't
just-
realise this.
Dretch definitely doesn't realise this.
there's enough weird magical demonic shit down here that there's no reason for you to assume otherwise.
It's just a glove puppet.
Okay. The carriage is
I
full
like
of
how
werewolves.
much more sensible the glove puppet voice is than your voice. That's
Oh,
very
no.
weird.
But 3 of the werewolves are are close enough to be relevant to you. As the entire carriage breaks into chaos, with demons grabbing weapons that they might carry, others fighting with tooth and claw, and in one case, giant crab claws against the werewolves. Malius, you act first. It is a tight carriage. This is the central line.
Fireball.
So
None of us have fireball.
No.
So, for a little context, I'm going to be I'm going to be very generous here and say that this is a 15-foot across battlefield.
Oh wow!
Right. Okay.
The carriages are long. It's a bit less like the central line and more like the district line. Like they can join onto each other so that there's like especially one very 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 long.
You
carriage.
can see all the way down.
You can see all the way down, and it twists and turns with the train tracks.
That is more fun for a battle. Yeah.
But you are basically starting out, the three of you, I think, established that Dretch is in the middle. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say, Malius, the carriage for my sanity is going north-south right now, and you are on the right-hand side, so you're going to be east. Okay. So Malius, you're to the north of Dretch. Frug, you're to the south of Dretch. You're all like right next to each other, and opposite you are the werewolf that used to be the fly demon, the werewolf that used to be the lizard demon, and I'm going to say a werewolf who you hadn't really paid attention to, but you think looked like just like a guy in a suit, except that he had like another face around the back of his head and had like two newspapers swinging both at the same time. So Malius, what do you want to do?
Okay.
You are 10 feet from three werewolves.
How long is this carriage?
Nominally, this train stretches like 300 foot in either direction.
Right, okay.
You're broadly towards the middle.
Alright then, as my action...
Oh, and you've got windows on every side.
Yeah. As my action, I'm going to use insightful fighting on the werewolf that's just right in front of me. This is going to be an insight check on my part and a deception check on their part. If they roll lower than my insights, I can use my sneak attack.
Okay, so they need to make a deception check.
Yes, and I have to roll an insight.
I mean, that was a 5, so...
Okay, that is a 22 for me.
Yeah, okay, so you were opposite Lizard Wolf.
Yeah.
So Lizard Wolf is now subject to your ability to sneak attack.
Right, so that's my action. I'm going to... am I in melee with them currently?
You are currently 10 feet from them, but Lizard Wolf is looking at you with a mad glare.
Oh, great, okay. If I'm not actually in melee with them, I'm going to use my movement to get 30 feet back, and then I'm going to use my cunning action to get another 30 feet back.
Okay, I mean, yeah, you can't get back, but what you can do is you can try and push up through the train.
Actually, yes, that's what I'll do.
The train is packed, so it's difficult terrain, basically.
Okay, fine.
So you're able to get a total of 30 feet.
Yeah.
Further up the carriage as you basically struggle away from Dretch.
Cocking my short bow.
Yeah, pulling your short bow.
Actually, no, it's a short bow. It's not
short bow.
a crossbow.
Pulling your short bow out from under your from behind your suit or under wherever you keep it, and like trying to grab a weapon as you just are basically scrambling over people who are either sat down or in the process of sitting up.
Yep.
Okay, so you're 30 feet away. Right.
That's my go.
Dretch, you're next. You are opposite Flywolf, who is in between Lizard and Two-Faced Wolf.
I mean, yeah, you've started fighting by this point, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Bite. Bite the wolf.
Okay. Which wolf would you like?
The one in front of me.
Okay, you just launch yourself off your seat and into Flywolf.
Yes. Oh, I would like to rage as well.
Yes.
Okay. You embrace your
and I have
rage.
I have to roll a thing when I rage because I'm a ridiculous barbarian.
Oh god, yeah,
Yes.
you've got wild rage.
Yeah, I've got the screenshot. So
Excellent.
if you don't have the table,
I've also got it here.
You're all good.
So roll a d8.
Okay, that's a 7.
Okay, as you launch yourself, whether it's some echo of your former life or just something you've picked up, your will, which is surprisingly strong for a fucking Dretch, which is who are usually like one step above faceless masses, in that they have a name, even if it is all the same name. the reality of the afterlife shifts around you as as vines, roots, and I'm going to say passion flowers
I love passion
burst
flowers.
out of the out of the textured seating, out of the wood paneling, and everything all around you.
It's potentially really helpful, actually, looking at the effects.
Until your
of that.
rage ends, the ground within 15 feet of you is difficult terrain for your enemies.
So
Much
it's
of the
not difficult terrain for us, it's difficult terrain for my enemies.
Yes, I'm going to
That's
say
fun.
that if you go beyond like the immediate like short range of this battlefield, though, as Malius has done, it's difficult terrain because there's fucking demons everywhere.
That is fair.
But like within this bit, yeah, you've created difficult terrain as flowers and vines reach up and try and grapple and tear at the demon, at the werewolves. So yeah, roll your attack.
Bite the demon. 16.
16 hits.
Yay!
Hooray!
That's really good, actually. So the bite damage is 13, plus 2 acid damage, plus 2 rage damage, so 17.
Excellent.
17, nice. So it's actually going to be cool. So the 2 acid the acid spittle burns through their flesh normally as expected. However, the rest of your bite, as you bite into them, their flesh starts bobbling back into place. So they seem to be resistant to your regular bite, the regular portion of your bite.
Well, the bite didn't work, so now I'm going to get my big stick out, which is a great club. Bang!
Pulling out of one of your bags, which work a bit like hammer space, you
Yes.
just get a huge stick with a rock on the end
Yeah.
and thwack them.
Yeah, it is basically a stick with a rock tied on the end that is a great club in stats, yeah. So that's 19.
Hits, damage.
Hang on, I need a D12. I never used D12s. What are these? Oh, good lord. So that is 8 plus 2 rage damage, so 10.
Nice. Okay. Again, it smacks, and you see it snap their neck, and then with a sickening, their neck joins back into place. But it's stiff. It's a little stiffer though. It's having to fight against the.
Just goes boo.
Ah!
Okay, so that brings us to the werewolves.
Oh no.
So, Lizard Wolf has centered Malius and is going to start scrambling and struggling through the. I think these guys are pretty fucking single-minded. So he is going to just start scrambling towards Malius. Given the 10 feet will get him through Dretch's difficult terrain. And I'm going to see if he can just full-on barrel through anyone else to get to you or not. By the way, as he charges, bounds up. Actually, yeah, I'm going to say he's going to crouch down for a moment and then try and leap over the throng of people to get to Malius. This does provoke an attack of opportunity from Dretch.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Smack him.
Oh, I try and bite him again, but it doesn't work, probably. It's an 8.
8 does not. You snap at his heels, but with a 21, he actually, given the low clearing of the carriage, it's pretty impressive. Manages to leap over, bound over the many different creatures, and smack down in front of Malius. Knocking 3 imps aside like 10-pin balls. And he is going to slash at you once with his claws and try and bite down into your shoulder. So claws is 20.
20 hits.
And bite, however, is an 11.
Okay.
Which I think does not hit you.
No, an 11 does not.
Good. Well, the bite's the one to worry about. You watch. I should have a second d4. Yes, I do. Okay. So the claw, you take 9 points of slashing damage.
Uncanny dodge!
4 points of slashing damage as you swing back, and 2 rents appear in your nice suit. Well, your nice-ish suit, spilling some of your demonic blood, but only just a little bit.
Rude.
My best suit, you bastard.
He seems completely insane.
Okay.
With no trace of whatever personality the creature behind did. And he's not the only one. Across the carriage, you see werewolves jumping into people, biting into their throats, and then the people starting to change, the demons starting to change into more werewolves.
Oh no.
No.
Change.
Yeah, I think this might be our stop.
The fly wolf is going to go for is going to try and savage Dretch. So 2 attacks against you. Okay, yeah, both of those were a 9. So Dretch,
Cracking.
the claws hit you, but just like slide harmlessly off your thick skin. The bite just tries to go for one of your ears, but you bat it down in time.
Just move it.
The former two-faced wolf is going to cannily sidestep past Dretch, fighting through the thorns and flowers, and make a bite at Frug and a claw. So claws first. That is 11.
Does not hit.
But the bite is a 15.
That is my armor class.
Okay, as you avoid the claws, the bite does manage to catch your forearm. You take 7 points of damage and make a con save, please.
Uh-oh. I am not good at these. I'm not good at anything. That's 2.
Okay, with a 2, you feel you feel something enter your system through the bite. However, anything that touches you takes poison damage, doesn't it?
No,
So-
it's a con save.
Oh, it
If it
makes a
touches
con
me.
save.
I can do it, like, piercing damage to do things. What's its con save?
That was not great. That was a 9.
9, it's poison for a minute. Yeah! Take that!
So
Ow.
you are also
Ow!
not exactly poisoned, but you feel a curse start to take as little bits of hair start to grow out from the point that it bit you.
I'm otherwise like, hairless except for my tail. That's
Yeah.
horrible.
It's a real problem. So at this point that is the end of the wolves' go.
Oh, I had a thing I could have used. It's too late now.
Okay, it's too late. Frog.
I could have given it disadvantage.
Boo.
All right, Frog, you are backed against the window by the werewolf that has just managed to. It's not latched onto your arm, like you pulled it out of the way, but it got a bit of a scoring with your tooth. The tooth.
Is there any indication of what's drawing them to individuals in particular? Is there anything that they're attracted to, or is it just a general sort of?
Insight check.
Oh, good. This will go well. That I've rolled 12. My insight is plus 13.
As far as you can tell, it's just whoever's in front of them and that they've sighted. They just seem to be picking a target at random and sticking to it. Unless something else. You do see cases where someone shoves another figure in front of a werewolf who looks arbitrarily like more vulnerable or more accessible, and the werewolf just goes for them instead. It seems to be a successful strategy, which is why quite a few demons are doing it.
What's outside the windows?
Outside the windows is the manufacturing district. There's a drop, But there's also a series of high buildings either side of the dark satanic mills.
I have wings. Technically.
You do.
Yeah,
They're
Dretch
rubbish.
does
but
have
I do.
wings.
How thick are these windows?
Only need to be out there.
Regular
Reach.
window
Right.
thickness.
How high is this carriage?
Right now we're about 50 feet
the
off.
building, like
Yeah.
the size of the things.
Oh,
It's
the actual
15 feet
carriage
across.
itself.
What's the ceiling?
Like 10 foot.
Okay, I'm going to cast
There's-
Major Image,
Yeah.
which is a 20-foot cube, so I
Okay.
can catch all the windows on both sides.
Okay.
And I'm going to make it look like we're at a station in the 20 feet along, and the windows are open, and the doors are open, and there's lots of smiling demon children laughing
Okay.
and playing on the platforms.
You, from the perspective
Crowds and crowds of them.
from the perspective of those of you in this little bubble, you see the carriage hit a pull into a station. The windows roll, and just beyond the windows windows are open. You said,
Yeah.
The windows roll down. And there's hundreds of creepy demon children just outside because the demon children are creepy.
Laughing and singing.
Laughing and singing in that creepy demon
Vulnerably.
child way, but still looking very vulnerable. It looks tasty. Can I ask you to roll your choice of deception or performance, please?
Deception. Do I have anything? There's things I can do. I've got disadvantage because I'm poisoned, haven't I?
Yeah, because you're
Affected,
pretty
not
much poisoned.
Okay. I do have a thing I can do though. Where is it? I can add a d4 for an ability check. Yes, if it fails. Okay. In that case, I rolled. Oh no, there's too many dice. Oh, there was that one. It was a 6 plus 6 of 12. Is that a failure? Because if it's a failure, I can add a d4.
It's actually versus their checks.
Okay.
So you might want to add the d4.
Add a d4. A whole 1. So that's the 13.
Honestly, yeah, versus their wisdom, that actually was enough to make a difference. They're not very smart.
Neither am I. I bet they're smarter than I am.
Two characters with an intelligence of 6 in one party. This'll be fine.
It doesn't get the lizard wolf, which is outside of the cube and against Malius at this point, but it does draw both the fly wolf and the two-faced wolf look at the vulnerable, tasty children
Oh, yum, yum, yum.
just outside. Okay, end of the round. You hear a call from front. Toot toot! Hey, security! We got wolves in carriage D. Malius, security hasn't arrived yet, and you are face to face with a slavering werewolf.
Okay. Stabby. Yeah. Okay, that is a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Roll damage.
Okay, so base damage of 5 with...
Ooh, many dice.
Yes.
I love being able to see people roll dice. Sorry, this is the first time I've played D&D around a
A
table
further
together
16.
since the pandemic. We're
So
very
total was
excited.
16 plus was the original damage.
So 21.
21. Okay.
Ooh, I love that sneak attack.
Yeah. I got
Very
to use
good.
that for a whole minute or
What
until I
weapon
move
are
it
you
to somebody else.
using? You're
I'm using a short sword,
short
actually.
sword.
Yeah.
So you basically go up and under the ribs and into it. It stiffens around and grins widely. It's inherited a bit of its old lizard grit.
Yeah.
Still does 10 points of damage,
Yep.
but these things are tough.
Cunning action to disengage.
Okay.
Does this train carriage have any like skylights?
Yes.
Right, I am going to try and pop my way out of one of those.
Okay, give me your choice of athletics or acrobatics if you can justify it.
Acrobatics, please.
Okay, how do you acrobatically get up there?
Okay, I'm I am because there's still a load of people all around here. It's a crowded train, so I am going to attempt to bounce off various different people, grab hold of the skylight, and heave myself out.
And we go through a tunnel.
Yeah.
Roll through. Roll acrobatics.
Natural one.
Oh, we go through a tunnel.
Okay.
Bang.
You don't actually. I'm going to say that you get as far as the natural one. Right. You manage it. Actually, you grab onto the luggage rack.
Jesus.
You see the skylight. You push, launch yourself up to try and grab it. The skylight breaks. You take 3 points of glass damage. And as you scramble up, your lovely best suit, which is now getting increasingly streaked with your blood, catches stuck on the broken glass. Damn it! And you hear a don't, as through the thick clouds of smoke coming from the from the front of the train. There is indeed a tunnel coming up through a high series of buildings, and you're currently pinned in position with the tunnel coming toward. The tunnel will reach you next round.
Oh, hell.
I'm going to say on initiative count 10, next round, the tunnel will reach you.
Right. Well,
So
it's been a fun one.
It was a short game, but a good one.
Yep.
Did you roll a second character?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I got 5 waiting in the wings.
Okay, Dretch, roll a wisdom save, please.
Dretch is going out the window too.
13.
What's your DC? Save
I
DC?
think it's either 13 or 14. Where the hell is it? I've moved off that bit. My spell save is 14.
The train has just pulled into a carriage, into a station. There is safety.
I need to roll odds or evens for if I go and get Malius, who's obviously not noticed we're in a station, so has gone up.
Yeah.
Or if I go out because there's a station. So let's say odds Malius, even station.
Okay.
Station, let's go.
Oh, good.
Okay.
It was a short game.
Off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Start getting off the train.
Okay, you gotta. Do you want to try and make your way to one of the doors? Interestingly, haven't opened. Actually, no. From here, it would look like the doors have opened, but the windows have opened. So, do you want to go? Do you want to go out a window, or do you want to try and get to one of the doors?
I feel like doors are the usual thing you do at a station.
Okay, then you try and shove your way through to the doors. The two werewolves by you are going to take attacks of opportunity
Okay, cool. That seems fair.
as they see you try and make their way, both of which hit.
Lol.
Can you roll me 2 con saves, please?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, okay, so one con save is 21, one is 7.
Okay, you two feel a flood of some sort of changing curse enter you.
Ow.
But you also take 8 points of damage from as they both manage to get their teeth into you. Roll luck check.
3.
Okay, the door is within you. You got straight to a seat. So the door is within the scope of the illusion.
Go through the door.
Yeah, the doors
It's time
haven't
to go.
opened yet, so you'll need to, for some reason, you'll need to force it. But if you want to, give me an athletics check to force the door open
Yep.
and get out.
It's really good. That's a 25.
Okay, you reach in, you pull the doors open. There's clearly an issue. Step out onto the carriage, onto the stage platform, and you just turn around and see Dretch just vanish. As from your position, trapped on top with the tunnel coming, you see Dretch step out and fall as the train speeds on past.
I can catch myself.
Yeah, the moment you pass beyond the illusion, you realise you're descending down and
I have telepathic speech. Probably could have warned them.
Yeah. So I'm fluttering with my tiny wings that have a speed of 10 feet.
You will definitely catch this train.
Yep, I can help loads.
This train is actually really long. You could catch onto it on your next turn if you particularly
Could
wanted
maybe get in
to.
another
You can get in
carriage,
another carriage.
Oh, now we've presented you with the maths problem of a train is travelling in one direction at this many miles an
Just
hour.
long enough to do one round.
How
pretty
convenient.
long, the
Yeah.
district line trains.
Also, hell.
And also,
hell. It can be as long as you fucking want. It's
Yeah.
D&D.
Yeah.
okay, well, the werewolves are going to fall for the bait. So, having just seen Frug tear open the door, I'm going to say that two-faced werewolf is going to bound after them. Except they can't fly.
Go get the
and sort
children.
of a few seconds later, and you see a at the same time, former fly-headed werewolf is going to smash through the window opposite. I guess Frug, if you particularly wanted to take an attack at the two-faced wolf, you could, but
No, because I don't want to anger. I want
the
it to
other
just
one
jump out the
smashes
window.
out of the window, and similarly,
Yeah, goodbye.
you see two wolves just hurl themselves out of the train behind you for some reason.
Problem solved.
And from there we go, oh, frug it.
And smash into the industrial district down below. However, Frug, you can see, looking up ahead beyond the escape of your illusion, you can see that 30 feet away, through a press of just brutal melee, the third wolf acts as the lizard wolf, the one that was originally carrying the moon, these strange sort of moon bombs, peers up and launches itself up through the skylight. It stands on top of the train directly over Malius, who is pinned, so gets advantage on its attacks.
Oh no.
And is going to bite and slash down at you. Okay, 17.
It hits.
It's a shame it had advantage on the second one because it rolled a natural 1 and a natural 2. But so you get slashed but not bitten. As it tries to bite down at you and just gets a mouthful of skylight. You still take 4 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And it is now...
Might as well uncanny dodge that.
Yeah. I think you only get one uncanny dodge. It's per round. Yeah,
per
it's
round.
so you're fine.
So 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is about. So it's looming over you now. I'm going to roll a perception check for it. Okay. It's reached the end of its movement, but it has now noticed the tunnel coming up behind it, which it had not. I wanted to check in case it just didn't notice. Frog. You see the wolf launch up through after Malius.
Okay.
Flutter, flutter. In the background with my tiny wings.
Arranging your actions cause the image to move to another spot within range.
And it's at the end, Dretch. No, next round it hits you. At the end of your round, I'll need you to make a save.
Oh dear. Excellent. I can move my image.
Yes.
And I can change it. It changes location. How drastically can I change it?
You can change it as drastically as you want. Whether people will believe the change is up to you.
Can I put it on the tunnel that's coming up and make it look like the tunnel's an illusion?
Oh, okay. So you want to put it on the actual tunnel itself?
Yeah, so the werewolf goes, that's not real, and gets hit by it.
Oh, so you want to double fake it? You can put it around the werewolf, because the tunnel is like
It's too far.
it is well up until very nearly. It's very far away. But yes, within this moment, you can definitely get it up on the wheel and try that. This is pretty canny, so I need a deception check from you, please.
Okay.
On top of the werewolf's.
That's terrible. I'm rolling badly. That's a 10.
Damn.
Okay, the werewolf. You can't see exactly what's happening because you're casting up through the skylight. You know what you're projecting up there, but you can't see the werewolf themselves clearly. You, however, Malius, see the werewolf kind of snarl at you. Look back. See the rapidly approaching tunnel. Narrow its eyes. And turn back to you, unconcerned by the rapidly approaching tunnel. You also need to make a wisdom save, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you are also within the scope
I'm going
of
to
this
knock
illusion.
your head off and push you out of train. That's what's happening.
That is a 6.
Hey.
Hold on. That tunnel's not real.
Aha!
It's an illusion.
Okay, now, last time I made a mistake. What was it? I forgot to do something. Roll an intelligence check. Oh, wow. I've rolled a 2.
Oh no!
No.
That's gone.
Okay.
I'm sure there's something. That'll come back to me in about 6 seconds.
Top of the round?
I needed to make a save at the end, didn't
Yes,
I?
you need to make a con save, please.
Do I need to do that?
At the end of your next round.
Yeah, my next round. Cool.
That's a 19.
Okay, you hold back the transformation.
TPK.
TPK. One
Malius.
shot will be approximately half an hour. Bye.
As the fake tunnel rapidly approaches, but there's still a werewolf over you, and you're currently stuck on these shards of glass.
Right, so other than a werewolf bearing down on me, I am quite safe.
Yes, but you are
sure
pinned in
something I
place
should
and
do.
basically prone because of it.
Okay, well, I need to get myself off these shards of glass if nothing else
Yeah.
is around. So, can I just slip out of my jacket?
Yeah, you totally can.
Yeah.
Give me, I guess, a dex check for quick unrobing.
Okay. Well, if it's a straight dex, that's just a 7.
I mean,
Dude, that green
what,
dice is
what
not
if it was
being kind to you.
acrobatics? What if it was acrobatics? I'm curious.
If it's acrobatics, same.
Same. Okay. Yeah. No. You struggle. Like you can't quite get out of your clothes. You get your jacket off, but your trousers are also caught.
Crap. Okay.
Oh, I've killed everyone.
Right. I'm imagining I'm
very
kind of like splayed across the
Yeah. I'm
skylight
going to say
right
use
now.
like half your movement to
Okay.
try and do that.
Okay. This is an inelegant solution,
Okay.
but rather than attacking the werewolf, can I attack the remaining shards of glass to break them so I fall back through the
Yes,
hole?
you can make an attack against the skylight.
Okay.
There's the party brain cell.
Okay,
Oh,
that is
dude.
going to be an 11 to
Honestly,
hit the
it's a
inanimate
skylight.
object.
It's a 10. You needed a 10.
Okay.
So roll damage just to see if you can break through.
I've not seen you roll above a 10 in a while. I'm so sorry.
Okay, that is a 6.
You needed a 5, that's fine. You smash through the remainder of the skylight, which is also holding you in place. Okay, you are free of the skylight. You have the choice of whether to let yourself fall down into the melee below and trust that some demons will provide cushioning, or to try and pull yourself up onto the roof.
It's a close one, but right at this second, falling down onto the demons below is away from the werewolf.
True.
There is that.
I'm also now standing basically directly beneath it with a direct line of attack right up towards it. So yes, that's what I'm going to. I'm going to
Okay.
attempt to fall with style.
Before, so you
Yes.
still have your... If you had a second attack, you have your second attack.
I do not, but I
you still
do
have your
have my
bonus.
cunning action.
Okay. You land on a bunch. You land on a very irate frog demon who is midway through trying to escape.
They're poisonous, aren't they?
I mean, I am directly below the window. Is it me? I am froggish.
Oh, sorry, I assumed it was you because
I assumed
frog.
it was me, and then you started narrating more. I thought,
And you did scramble to the window, you said.
yeah,
so
I need to be able to see
to the thing. So, yes, you land on Frog.
Oh.
Roll a con save.
Sorry,
Oh,
I
no.
naturally assumed it was
Yeah.
frog because
Yeah.
you said
Yeah.
frog
Frog.
demon.
Yeah.
Okay, that is an 11.
you need a 12.
Oh,
You're
no.
poisoned for a minute.
God damn it!
And your eye, like your pupils,
Do I
just
take
like
damage?
dilate.
No damage.
Woo!
And colours get more vibrant.
Okay.
And the fight just starts. It's like everyone's leaving little light trails behind them. I'm going to decide it works like licking a frog,
Yeah.
like licking
Right,
a toad. You're just basically high.
Ah, that's fun.
Okay, so that's But any cunning action? Anything to do with that?
You know what, as my cunning action, I'm gonna take the dodge.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dodge.
Okay. Dretch, you are flying now
Very slowly.
beside a train.
I would like it to be known that my movement is 35 and my fly speed is 10.
Yep.
Well, I suppose I better get back on the train because it doesn't look like there's actually a station here. So, but genuinely,
Yeah.
I'm not. My friends are on there. I better get back on, really. So, is there a way I can do that?
Yeah. Do you want to try and?
I've still got my rock stick out.
You got your rock
Can I-
stick. Yeah. I think this has to be. This probably has to be some sort of dex check. Honestly, I'm gonna
Can I
say.
smash a window or something?
You want to try and smash your way in? Yeah, sure.
I mean, I imagine doors aren't open.
Yeah, doors
so
aren't
I'd have to
open. No,
break
it's fine.
something.
Make an attack roll.
Yeah. And that's a 16.
Okay, you take your stick, you smash through a window. It works. The window is more about the window then smashes with the full force of the train into the side of the stick, which means due to the power of leverage, you are pulled by the stick forwards, which causes you to lever in a sort of 90-degree turn, smashing through the window behind the window bracket and coming into a carriage full of very confused demons.
Excellent.
Whoops.
But you're back on the train.
Hey!
Yay.
Roll a con save, please.
Oh no.
Oh, Jesus. My con's not bad, and that's a 4.
Okay, wolf-like fur pops out of your ears.
Ears.
And you feel your limbs starting to lengthen as the change begins to take you.
Change.
Okay, the remaining wolf.
I will use any remaining movement to
Yeah,
get up the carriage a bit.
yeah. You start making your way up
Yeah.
the carriage. Okay, the remaining wolf. Needs to make a.
Have we hit the tunnel?
The tunnel will arrive at the end of the wolf's turn.
Okay.
Is the problem. Yeah, and as you smash into the train, because you haven't made attacks and been attacked and so on, a series of thorns and vines and flowers follow you going out of the train because that's your wild magic effect is still happening.
I want a flower. Can I have one?
You pick one. It's lovely.
I get a bobble hat out of my bag and I put the flower in the bobble hat and wear it. Do I look
Bobble
pretty?
hat. You do look pretty.
Excellent. Flower.
Okay, the werewolf. I kind of got to. I mean, it's a short carriage. You are directly underneath, and it has a lot of range. It could just reach down and get you, and it knows that the thing is fake. Roll luck check for me.
Okay. 16.
Okay, it's going to try and bite down at you from above.
Okay. I've taken the dodge action.
Oh, true. It rolls with disadvantage on these, which is good because one of those was a natural 20. And as you dodge and weave, it gets it takes a swipe. It takes a bite, and it stands up. As with a the train goes into the tunnel. It's a short tunnel, and a moment later, the windows smash as a series of huge metal armored demons with flapping wings burst into the carriage with what appear to be silver-edged weapons and start fighting the remaining werewolves. And you hear a shout call down the carriage. Anyone infected? If you've got an O-ball, swallow it!
Oh, really?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. You deduct one O-ball if you've been infected, if you want to grab that and swallow it.
Do I know I've been infected?
You can feel the curse transferring down. You can see your hair starting to grow.
I ate a O-ball and resent it.
You kind of aggressively eat
Resent.
an O-ball. As you do so, as you swallow the O-ball, the true silver passes into your system.
Montgomery shoves it down my throat.
And you feel it force off the effects of the curse. The werewolf hair falls out, and you feel your body return to its natural
So those
shape.
people we killed, we could have saved.
Oh no, not once the retransformation is complete.
Oh, right, okay.
I feel a bit better about that.
And you see some people, the members of the Mephisti Guard, whose armor has the same emblem of the curled horns through the ring, begin just brutally dispatching those who have already turned. And as you, Dretch, you make your way through carriages, rejoining with your companions, as the train continues onwards without further disruptions towards the Ministry, which is where we'll pick up after these, no doubt, infernal messages. Dude, while you're on your morning commute, why not like, rate, share and subscribe to Flintlocks and Fireballs? The train will always be on time. Granted, that's because this is hell and we have no unions, they're outlawed, so the train will be on time even if werewolves are running amok. You're welcome. And welcome back to Murder in Mephistopolis, sponsored by the patrons and by Whiskey Tea, which we've had some more.
Hey.
The break.
Yes.
Tea.
Whiskey in the tea.
Whiskey and
Whiskey.
Yes.
Not enough that I can improvise songs. Oh, too much that I can improvise songs. Which I can normally do. Anyway, moving swiftly onwards. The train continues on its damn journey because, you know, even an attack by demonic, even a demonic bombing run won't stop the train. Train. It's got a damn schedule to get to. So moments later, it pulls up to this train like, Dude, we're here. Fuck off if you need to get off.
Are we getting off at this one?
You are. You actually have to sit through 2 more stops before eventually the train pulls to a
What's
close.
the name of our stop?
And you will get off at the Ministries. The train pulls into a station and you scramble out into... you're much further up in the city. You're not up like at the palace level or up in the high areas like where the exchange or the Elysian Gardens are. But you're kind of around the mid-ring of the city. So high buildings. You can see sky here, but you are amongst some clouds. But it's kind of like It's weird. It's like there's like a foggy mistiness out beyond the like on the level of the ministry that doesn't really approach the streets themselves. You can see the hints of sky above, but the buildings around here are strict, well-maintained rectangles, polygons. There's a lot of freshly kept brick. Not a lot of paint, apart from on doorways and so on. It's all like everything here can be measured with a ruler. There are patrols of armoured Mephisti guard moving around. And a number kind of get onto the train and start going through the carriages. And you hear as the doors close, the train goes, Dude, could have used you 3 stops ago.
Tell me about it.
And continues on its merry way. There you hear the murmur and the hubbub of the various passengers who and look at the newspaper you had. The front story is another lunar bombing.
Oh look, foreshadowing.
Yeah, you didn't look at the cover.
Shadow?
Yes, 4 of them.
Oh.
Look at this. I forgot you can't read.
I just tried to hold up 4 fingers and did 3 by mistake. My character's rubbing off on me.
It's not the whiskey.
No.
Not at all.
No.
But following your summons, you do make your way towards the office of your usual contact. It's a small office. It's the office of one of the office of one of the administrators who deals with private investigators. And after a surprisingly short wait, usually they make you wait longer, you are ushered by a tall, gangly demon towards the office. Yes, Dretch.
You said something about tasting werewolves during the break.
Thank you. That reminds me. So, Dretch, you still got a bit of a mouthful of werewolf essence.
Nom, nom.
Kind of, since you're biting them instead of them biting you, now that you've swallowed the obol, that's kind of taken care of the transformation that was happening. Instead, well, you're eating them. You're able to metabolize their essence.
Nom nom.
Every demon has, if you're used to consuming essences, a very distinct taste to them. If you know what you're doing, or you've just eaten a lot of them, you can kind of almost sniff someone's essence on the air, especially if a lot of it's been spilled, like in a fight. These ones taste. You can taste the one you bit was the fly demons. You can still taste a bit of, well, like it feels like eggs and wings and like dry, musty, and sort of dry, musty innards. But there's an undercurrent to it of forest and the taste of moonlight.
Moon.
Another one.
Nah.
Mouth moon. Oh, you can taste moon.
Nom.
I can use words.
Words.
Yeah. Oh.
More moon than before.
Dretch's tongue sticks out just like a thick, slobbery tongue.
With blood on it.
Yeah, you can just see a little bit of that werewolf ichor on.
Nom.
Charming.
Most of the, if you really want, you can kind of like sniff the essence around here, but mostly smells like ink and steel and sweat. Not much sweat though. It's like stale sweat rather than fresh sweat. Stop. But you are ushered into the office of Banvolat, an elderly-looking, you don't know how old he is, how old anyone is, imp. with blue, wrinkled skin and thick bottle cap. Bottle cap? No, milk bottle glasses. Not bottle cap glasses. That'd be very useless. No, fuck it. Thick bottle cap glasses. He doesn't see. He's clearly blind.
Right.
And has similarly huge, like proportion-wise, like Dretch-sized ears that he hears you.
When you say he's clearly blind, do you mean he is blind, or do you mean he's only blind because he's wearing these stupid glasses?
It's not clear whether he's wearing whether he's blind and thus hasn't realised that his glasses are literally just steel discs over his eyes, or whether he's worn steel discs over his eyes and is now blind. Either way, but note that and steel disc glasses. By the way, Vandalat kind of sniffs on you coming in. Well, get in here.
We didn't do it. Or we're happy to do whatever you want. Are we in trouble?
Fortunately, no.
Great.
For you. He wears a little burgundy vest with stitched in white and silver thread the emblem of the Mephisti, called the Horton Story Ring, onto one breast, and you see it. And you see him kind of navigate by touch a series of papers stamped through with little markings in presumably some demonic equivalent of Braille. There's also visible writing on, but he has his own system. And sort of feeling it, sniffing it, and go, there's been a murder.
Oh, no.
Which is actually, as you would know, pretty unusual. A lot of demons kill each other, but usually within the limits of the law. There are a lot of ways to legally kill another demon. The classics include formal duel, legally sanctioned clan vendetta, tricking another demon into signing a contract that says it's okay for you to kill them, losing a bet. Really, actual just... we didn't, like, there was no legal loophole murder is pretty rare.
What? You're pulling my tail.
If I pull your tail, you'll feel it.
I pull his tail.
Like that.
Tail.
No. There's been there's been a murder and no one submitted paperwork.
Oh.
I hate it when they don't submit paperwork. Unfortunately, the good news for you... and the bad news for us is that the demon queen, the self-styled demon queen Loretta's bombing runs mean that all of our usual PIs are engaged trying to track down what's the remaining lunar bombs and any of her other infiltrators. So congratulations, you won the lottery.
Yay!
Hey, literally the only option. High five.
Put my head on it. Yeah,
I've got
forehead.
3 of them. You
Well,
get them too.
three. He holds up a tiny hand and smacks it. 3Ds were busy. 3Ds, you know, is another PI, which is literally agency, which is literally just 3 dretches.
Why would you want that?
We are worse than 3 dredges.
The fee for this one is 100 obols.
Wow, that's like more than rent.
Yeah, I could afford to get my my suit sewn up.
This
Shiny.
is a priority case. If you accept the contract, you will have 3 nights to conduct your investigation. By the end of those 3 nights, you are to return here, where one of our truth speakers will interview you. You will be geshed to attend this interview and present your findings. I expect you, on behalf of Duke Mephisto, to have identified the perpetrator and to be able to provide evidence that will serve in a prosecution. If you are unable to identify the murderer, or you are unable to provide sufficient evidence, you will be dissolved as the penalty clause.
Steep.
Soup.
We do need rent.
That we do.
Shiny.
Yeah. Need the shiny.
Benvelat opens a drawer, pulls out a contract. It's an impressive-looking legalese contract. It's like filled with typewriting. It's like a long scroll. The fact is, you've done enough of this type of contract. You know that actually this is all boilerplate.
Yeah. The contractor, hereafter known as the contractor, shall hereby.
Are you thinking anything weird?
Benvelat's a pretty canny old customer, and while he's not the kind of demon that has default mental defenses, you've tried to read Benvelat's mind before, and he tends to deliberately think in like convoluted ways. So I need you to make a wisdom, an insight check, please.
Okay. 8. I'm actually proficient. I just rolled badly.
Yeah. He's thinking in like maybe haikus or something. There's like just a default method of encoding his thoughts. I'm going to say haikus or something because was it 575?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Train lizard moon bomb.
Okay, so
like
you
sound
get
Yes.
2 houses at war, bereft from vendettas end, sure to stir conflict. But and even more incomprehensible haiku thought patterns. This is a demon who is used to people to hanging around demons who might pierce his mind. Has just trained himself to think in confusing ways.
You two get in your brains. You get Dretch's voice. House, pew, pew.
House. 2 house.
House.
2 smelly houses.
Bang.
Bang.
Are you communicating this through telepathy?
Yes.
Yeah. So you kind of like serve as a little bridge.
I rolled
between...
an intelligence check to see if I could work it out. I've rolled a 0.
Yeah, you don't know.
The house smells.
2 houses fighting.
Okay, so at this point you can roll a
Fight.
history check if you want.
Yes, I
this
will.
is more. It's not ancient history exactly. It's more like current events.
Yeah, you also had fight from Dretch, like, yes.
Okay, that's 24.
24.
Nice.
Okay, that 2 houses fighting gives you something to mind. Duke Mephisto rules Mephistopolis, but he can't actually control everything himself. Most demons swear fealty to one clan or another. The 3 of you are actually kind of one of the some of the rare exceptions of demons who've like fallen through the cracks, and you're like you're freelancers, which is always a risky proposition. But the 2 biggest clans nominally underneath Mephisto are the Montserrat and the Callisti, and they have existed in a state of, I mentioned before, you could declare formal vendettas. Oh, that's not charging properly. There we go. Adjust that. So they were and have previously been in a state of formal vendetta until about 9 months ago. It all kind of reached a head, and the gang wars spilled out to a point where they started really damaging Mephisti property. And they were starting to bring down the railway systems working. The infrastructure of the city started to really grind to a halt. And that really pissed off the Duke. And it coincided with the start of the attacks from the so-called Demon Queen Loretta. Duke Mephisto used this and the damage to his property to kind of force a halt to the vendetta. Can't stop it forever, but through negotiation with with Lord Montserrat and Lady Callisto, they agreed that for a year and a day they would halt the vendetta, and thus the usual legal provision for murder between their houses would be lifted. Would be suspended. Still 3 months to go. It's actually due to end on. There's actually a specific date for it. I believe it's Descent Day, which is basically like a whole day that celebrates basically Duke Mephisto and the city of Mephistopolis as a city. And they are nominally also supposed to be contributing towards the repair and restoration of the city and the war effort towards fighting off the Demon Queen. And thus far it's held. There's if there have been any violations of it, they've been dealt with internally before it got to the Duke.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, that you keep an ear to this, and like you've lived in the city, you know that you realise this is probably what 2 houses fighting refers to.
And he said it had ended, or it would end. I can't remember what his wording was.
I think it was the wording was that vendetta, that peace may end, or vendetta suspended may come to an end.
End.
So, do you want to... Sorry, wrong. That's the torch. Hey, we signing this or what?
Fuck off!
Fuck off!
Ah!
Are you signing it or what?
Pretty standard, isn't it?
Shiny.
Well, the looks of things, yeah, but this sounds like it's a pretty big job.
It is. Details upon acceptance of the contract.
How do we know if we accept it? It ain't above our pay grade.
Oh, it definitely is.
It is very much above your pay
Have
grade.
you heard how much we're being paid? Literally above our pay grade.
Shiny.
Yeah.
However, you will nominally, at least, be acting on behalf of the Mephisti, although you're not members. The Duke has taken the Duke is keen to see such matters resolved. Murder, as you know, is a felony. It cannot be abrogated.
Do we have a legal writ to operate as we see fit?
He narrows his eyes. Make a persuasion check.
Oh boy! Persuasion, okay. 12.
Not as you see fit, but he does pull out a piece of paper and scribbles a note, signing it himself as Magistrate Banvalat. This writ does acknowledge that you are conducting an investigation on behalf of the Mephisti.
Thank you. I will not abuse it.
Well, this at least is going to cut through some of the red tape.
Tape?
Yeah.
Plenty of red tape around here.
Oh,
That writ will self-destruct in 4 days.
bang.
Yeah.
So,
Possibly.
sign.
You might have to sign on our behalf. I can't write.
All right. Your usual
Claw prints
paw
from
print.
claw
I
prints
put-
from the Dretch, and
Whatever I am.
we'll
I
do.
put my tongue on the line.
There's a little spark of magic and little purple threads tie around your tongue for a moment and then fade.
What does it taste like?
It tastes like contract magic. So it tastes like chains.
I'm
Chain.
gonna get a bit of the venom. Yeah, it's venom because it is a injected poison as well.
Yeah.
This one, and just do a little scribble.
It flashes
Just let
purple,
it drip off my fingers.
and you feel the gash hit you. The gash is just basically where in 3 nights' time you have to come back here, and
So we don't peg it.
you have to come back. You will. Your legs will take over if nothing else, and you have to come back here and deliver your findings.
Oh, I sign.
And you sign. Similarly, your signature flashes, and you are similarly gashed. Okay. The victim is a high-ranking member of the Montserrat. A Rakshasa by the name of... consults his name. I don't know why I'm looking at this. I actually have his name. I know his name. By the name of Makats.
Cats.
My
Find-
cat.
Passes you, writes down an address to a steelworks.
It's funny because he's a cat.
Yes, in the to a steelworks. Actually, back the way you came, on the train line.
Ah,
The
is that
body.
where we dropped some werewolves?
Yes, yes,
Near
it is.
Near the Dark Satanic Mills.
Yes, it's in the
Yay.
Dark Satanic Mills.
We're going to get got by werewolves again.
I mean, the last one was pretty badly smushed against the top of the train.
2 of them just jumped out though.
Shut up. Okay, so yeah, you're heading to. So he says, body was discovered. So let's work this out. Okay. So it is at this point you concluded your business with the leggy blonde. I'm going to say at in the early hours, so about 5 a.m. There is a day-night cycle of sorts. Body was discovered at 4 a.m. this morning. At 4 o'clock this morning. McCats was last seen, for certain, to have entered his office at midnight.
And that's where they found him.
Yes.
Do they know what killed him?
I leave that investigation and gathering of evidence to you. However, it does appear to... We have been informed that it does appear to have definitely been a murder.
Right.
Dead.
So we have to figure out how, first of all.
Who last saw? Last saw at midnight? Who?
Last...
I can do full sentences.
This...
Rubbing off on me.
Okay.
Dead.
I have...
Yeah.
The last person to have seen him, who submitted the report, was a machinist. I'm going to say. It was a machinist by the name of Gromek.
Ah, Romek, right.
They've been...
Nosy bugger.
No.
They are still... They are, I believe, working... They were, I believe, making a delivery to the mill, but ordinarily work in the foundries. You're free, of course, to interview any members of the steel mill upon your arrival.
Well, okay. Might be a good place to start.
All right, yeah.
Anything else we should know?
I have no idea.
I'll say.
Get on with it. Next!
Bye.
Bye.
Right, okay.
You see 3 Dretchers, muscle into the room after you. They kind of give you some sneery looks. One of goes, Dretch!
Dretch.
Dretch!
Dretch.
Dretch!
Dretch.
You give little waves. Alright. So there's this Alright, so there's this falcon that's been stolen. The door closes behind you.
Mill.
Yeah.
I know this Gromek.
Nose.
Yeah, nosy bugger. Worth a chat, I think.
All right, I think that's gotta be the first place we look. Also, we should have a look at the murder scene.
Yeah, we should do
Dead.
that.
Yeah, we
have a
gotta
chat
find out
with
how.
And Gromek ain't a fan of mine, but Gromek likes Montgomery, so I'll be fine.
Good. Maybe he should lead the talking then.
Oh, always.
Hearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gesture at my massive ears.
You keep your ears open.
Yeah.
Hearing.
Important.
Alright, so you hop back on the train. Don't. Actually, sorry. It's the same train. He's on the return journey. And take a train and head out of the strictly regimented ministry, back down the arches and to the steelworks. This time, as you get off the platform and emerge from the train station, you find yourself on the ground level amongst the throngs, heading to and from the various mills around you. The air is acrid. It is there is smoke billowing through everything. There's smoke billowing through the air, cutting off the skies. The people are brusque. They shove each other out of the way with more urgency than the dull kind of drudge of the stacks. You do see at one point there's almost like a market square of sorts, and there is a bit of marketing going where people are trading small knickknacks and gewgaws, but you do also see a small group of bright-eyed, lively-looking figures, many of whom still look human or elven or dwarven. Some are confused, some are grim-faced. And you can see there's a fat demon in dungarees kind of going up, shouting out, Don't get caught in the acid rains. Everybody needs to eat. Everybody needs somewhere to sleep. Pledge yourself to the wrong voice actually. Everybody needs something to eat. Everybody needs somewhere to sleep. Come pledge yourself to the Montserrat. Get a hard day's work in at the mills. You. What did you do in life? I was a miner. Great. We always need people who can remember what ore looks like to dig it out of the earth. And you hear the chattering going on, the shouting and chattering going on of the labour market as new immigrants are pulled into new jobs. People who've not had the memory of life ground out of them yet. Something which is not the case for many of the others as you walk by. You licking a rock?
I would like to lick a rock to take the acrid taste away.
Okay, is a new rock?
Yes.
Draw a rock.
Roll for rock.
3 is rock.
Okay, it is. It's a piece of banded sardonyx. It's kind of like white and brown bands. It does take a little bit of the acrid away. But you make your way on through the. We got quite the right theme for this, but we'll go with what we have. You make your way on towards the clanging of metal and into a huge building with furnaces at every angle. And you can see massive crucibles filled with steel as teams of demons of various degrees of demonicness pulling chains, winching material around. As you enter, I'm going to say you do spot and recognise Frug, the demon you are looking for. He's got his arms folded and is shouting at a series of different lesser demons, including some who look almost human, but they're grey-faced, hollow-eyed, and their skin is starting to grow scales and little horns coming in as they just do various labour, the spirit having gone from them. Come on, don't lag about. We've got orders to make. Grommack is a big-nosed, dog-like demon with long, floppy ears.
I will get Montgomery out.
Before you get Montgomery out, he looks over. Oh, no. Oh, no.
No, it's alright. I brought Montgomery. Hello, Montgomery Demetrius Florian. Admiral service.
Oh, it's good to see you.
And you.
Nose.
Yes.
It's almost like a compliment. It's like,
It's amazing he comes out every time he's needed.
So, what brings you here, Montgomery?
A bad business.
Frug.
bad.
A bad business.
Bad.
Oh,
Bad.
you're here about.
I think yes, but perhaps we talk a little more privately.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
I'll take you through to the. Well, do you want to see the stiff straight away, or shall we?
That'd be
I'd
helpful.
like the present.
Dead.
Right. Come on. As you
Not getting any deader.
As you march up, he kind of gestures you, pulling you towards a series of through the different through the different sort of smelting lines, and up towards a series of offices at the back, kind of nicer looking areas. Not exactly nicer, I was going to say, but like less grimy, less soot covered. And you actually recognise more of these almost empty looking steel armoured figures. Can't see the face inside, but these ones don't have the emblem of the Mephisti. Instead, they have an emblem that looks like a mountain, sort of carved intaglio. It's like recessed into it.
Okay.
You've actually seen this. You can see that Grommack's dungarees have the same emblem in black of a black mountain, the Montserrat crest, and one of the huge armor. There we go. Armor-like things, low, kind of stamps the haft of its glaive on the ground. Who goes there?
Dretch. We do. Montgomery, Demetrius Florian, at your service, and friends.
And you hear, and they look between. As Dretch says, Dretch, true. What Gomery individuals for in?
Complicated.
Unclear.
And Frog.
True.
Malius.
True.
True.
Yeah, it's me, Gromit. True. Yeah, they're stimulating conversation, aren't they? Come on.
True.
Oh, and Lantern.
No, I'm a cream. Sorry, Lantern is New York. That was it. Yeah. I'm a cream pie.
Pie?
False. It lowers the glaive at Lantern. Lantern! I'm a lantern! I'm a lantern! I'm a lantern! True.
Pie?
There's no pie, I'm afraid. Later we will make pie.
Does
Pie.
experience tell me that these, this is their primary function? They just determine when falsehoods are being uttered?
Yeah, these are truth speakers. They look like they're private security ones. They catch anyone who's not supposed to be here, challenge people, and check and can determine truth or falsehoods. As you try to step forwards, though, they do lower the glaive, and and Gromek puts up his hands. It's all right. I give them permission to be here. Need authority.
We have a...
Present it. So, we have a legal writ.
True. They raise the glaives.
Nice one.
And these things are useful, but they're all magic, no instinct.
And you march on, and you go through. Yeah, they're pretty good at their job, as far as I know. Nothing gets past them without being challenged, at least. And they've got that whole magical truth thing.
It just teaches people to be creative with how they tell the truth.
Yeah.
Oh, this whole place knows that.
I know, right, Monty?
Rock.
Okay, here we go. It's a pretty grisly sight.
But you were the last one to see him alive.
Yeah. I came. I was making a delivery from the forge. Ramat sent me by with something. That was around. I caught him. Oh, what is it? I came by at midnight. Brought in some of the new pieces for the glaives that are going out for the new truth speaker orders. He said he was busy, needed to do something, and then he went into his office. I went and got some. I went out. I got some food at a diner. Talked to some people. Had a bit of a break. And then I came back to try and this morning to see whether he wanted me to take anything back, and that's when I found him.
Dead?
Oh yeah, see for yourself.
Do I believe him?
A similar thing. Does he think anything weird while he's saying this?
Roll an insight check.
I'm going to use my ear for deceit, which gives me some bonuses for discerning lies specifically.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay, insight, where that is a 22.
22. His story seems to check out. He's not lying. He might be... There's some things that are bothering him. There's something bothering him that he's not talking about. You hear him think, well, that doesn't, though, why Romat sent me here to deliver the glaive when apparently he came by himself later, I don't know.
Why Mats?
What? Sorry, there's wrong accent. Sorry, what?
Yes, what was that?
Mats and why?
Oh, you mean you mean romance? That's my boss. Lord Lord Montserrat. There we go. Lord Montserrat's son. He's the one who sent me by with the glaives for my cats to inspect.
Why?
I don't know. They're friends. We're friends, I guess. They were in business together. Obviously, the Macats has been with the Montserrat for a very long time. Pretty high ranked.
And that's the last time you saw them alive. When you were
last
bringing them to this inspection.
Yes, when I brought him the glaives. He said he'd take a look at them later, and that he was going to be busy and to come back in a few hours. So I went and got myself some things.
Is it unusual to be sent like this, or is this a normal occurrence?
No, this is pretty normal.
Pretty normal.
They're pretty busy on their own, so I went. So we get sent on little errands like this a lot
Why?
because they got shit to do.
He said it was weird that Matt had sent him. Yeah.
He said he thought that it was weird that Matt had sent him, given Matt's turned up himself.
Matt's.
Oh, romance, actually, he thought, but you're saying Matt's.
Yeah.
You can't tell. Yeah, what about romance?
Where?
Well, I think he's back at the foundry, as far as I know.
Where before?
When? Because I left him...
Before dead.
Yeah, well, where was romance during the time in which we assume the murder taken place? I suppose we can't.
Well,
anyone else.
I mean, I didn't. The last time I saw romance
Yes.
was about 11 last night when I left the foundry.
Okay.
And I haven't been back to the foundry yet today.
Okay, and no one's seen our victim since you saw him in the office?
Not anyone else the house guard have asked around the foundry. No one else saw him after I
No one visited him?
Roll a persuasion check.
What's he thinking?
He's thinking. He's thinking. Well, they say Ramatz visited him, but that doesn't make sense.
19.
He halts around. The house guard asked the truth speakers if anyone had come by to visit, to see him. And the truth speakers said there were 2 visitors that had come by since midnight. Me.
Yes. And we don't think you did it, don't we?
Good.
I don't want
And this
things.
doesn't make sense. And I'm sure this is a mistake. And romance.
Matt's visited.
Matt.
Oh, that's what our Dretch friend was trying to tell us. Ah, of course.
Why?
Now, how do they know it was romance?
Well, they asked. The truth speakers always ask anyone that they spot arriving what their name is, and to identify themselves, and they can tell if it's a truth. And they use the truth magic to tell if it's truth or a lie.
Like it did with us on the way.
And they remember
Dretch.
everyone they've seen and spoken to.
How easy is it to change your name, though?
Actually, you know this as devils. It's very hard to change your name because your name is kind of a signature of you. There's some people like Dretchers are all called Dretch. It's there's limits to it, but like a demon's name, it's you to change your name. You truly yourself have to believe you have a different name.
How many? The names are not unique. How many people could romance might there be?
I mean, that like he kind of sees you thinking about this and goes, and says, I mean, like they asked that technically the terming, like we asked it, the full terming is Ramats of the Montserrat, and there aren't any other
Ramats of the Montserrat.
Right,
and
gotcha.
any other, and if there were, they'd have to append a second name or a sobriquet to that, so as to distinguish them from the boss.
Yeah.
Drawing.
A drawing of. Ask for a drawing of who visited.
Yes.
Yeah, you got any imps
Yes.
around here? Some drawing imps?
Drawing.
That's a good point. Let's see whether they.
But
they
people
do.
can change their appearance. For example, I could just do this. I'm going to cast my illusion on the glove puppet to make it look like Dretch for a second.
Dretch!
Indeed.
I look very confused that it didn't say Dretch back.
Dretch.
Dretch.
Right. Yeah.
like almost deeply wounded that it didn't say Dretch back for a
You see,
moment.
the appearance changes, but what's inside stays the same.
Huh?
Never mind.
So I don't 100% understand the details of it myself, but that's true up to a point. So we've got as I understand it, the truth speakers. Well, first of all, pictures.
Yes.
See where the nearest portrait imp was. Okay. We do actually have. We got a portrait. We got a portrait imp in the main lobby. In the main lobby leading up towards the offices. I can go and see if I can get the sketches from it for you.
Sure.
The thing is, though, it's very hard for the truth speakers can tell if someone's appearance doesn't match the flesh underneath, if that makes sense.
Makes sense.
And as everybody knows, you can as everybody knows, you can't change yourself. You can change your shape and your appearance and so on, but you can't change yourself so thoroughly that that there's no that you'd show up. Actually, I'm just thinking about the resources they have here. Again, the cats does have that. Yeah. I'm going to reverse that. That's true. You can change your visual appearance, but I know that a handful of very powerful devils have the sight,
Yeah.
so they can see through illusions.
Seeing.
Right.
And, there's no way to foil that.
Yeah.
Roll an Arcana check.
Oh no.
Anyone can roll an Arcana check on this.
Sure, it'd be funny if I understand
Nice.
something.
That's 14.
16.
Dretch.
Lol.
That's not strictly true. You have kind of picked up through the scuttlebutt of various people's thoughts and so on over the years.
Dretch probably knows a lot
Yeah.
in a very weird
Yeah.
sense.
Archdevils, demon lord, devil lord, people on the level of like the lord of a clan of demons, like Lord Montserrat or so on. They have a variety of different powers, but if you're on the level of like an arch succubus or something, you can shapeshift yourself well enough to fool even true sight. But like only super powerful entities can do that. So very powerful demons, especially those with great powers of deception, can fool true sight. And McCats always hinted that he had that sort of sight, you know?
Archers change.
Ah, you think some things can change? And
Archers.
Still fool it?
Archers.
I mean, I am willing to believe in
Big
the power
ones.
of change today. We've seen some things.
Big change.
Was McCats the kind of Rakshasa who could do this?
He was a bit cagey about his powers, but I heard he could.
Cagey cats.
I heard he could see through stuff. He could change shapes, but he wasn't. But that wasn't really his the focus of his skills.
Right. So we know that whoever killed him couldn't have disguised their appearance, at least from him.
No, well, what Dretch is saying is that some people can, but they're
Archers.
very archers. Maybe don't call them that to their faces.
Oh, what? So, you're talking like people on the level of McCats.
Cats.
And of
Archdemons.
big boss. People like the
Yeah.
two.
Archers.
Yeah. I mean, there's some pretty serious accusations to throw around without more proof.
Oh,
Big.
wouldn't dream of it.
Well, if it was an archdemon, where there's only a handful of them that could possibly have been around here to do it. That doesn't really help us now, though. All right.
House. Pew, pew.
Two warring
Yeah.
houses. Yeah. I think we need to talk to this Romance.
Mats.
But also, we should look at this corpse.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
through here into the office, if you would. Door's unlocked. It was unlocked when I went to check.
All right.
So opens the door and you see inside. It's pretty nice office. It's kind of has the look of the office of a well-to-do foreman. It's pretty utilitarian, but there's a nice there's a nice decanter of spirits on the side of the table. There is a desk with a chair behind and a chair in front. There are shelves full of unique and interesting looking knickknacks and gewgaws, just very curious, expensive little items. You swear you can see a couple of defiled holy reliquaries and that sort of thing. Pretty pricey items there.
Looks like this guy was quite a collector.
Oh yeah, he was. But he ain't going to be doing much sorry. Oh yes, he was. Okay, I keep getting the accents wrong. He isn't going to be doing much collecting now. And you can see slightly floating in the chair behind the desk is what is left of a decadent-looking purple-furred Rakshasa. He looks like a humanoid tiger, but the hands are backwards from where they should be on his wrists, which is a real mindfuck. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
The more you think about
anatomy
it,
classes on hands lately, and
the
that's
more you
really
think about it,
upsetting.
the worse that
It's
is.
awful.
It's a slow burn. That gets worse.
Yeah.
Hate them.
But he has been.
We're all just sat here at the table, holding our hands in stupid
Yeah.
positions, trying to work out how it would work. It's the
He
worst.
looks to have been torn. On first glance, he looks to have been torn open. What's left of his head is lolling back in the chair. One eye kind of open in surprise. The other eye is gone. As are a large section of his innards, which almost look like they've been scooped out. His blood is just floating in the air and slowly diffusing away into essence.
I lick a bit of it.
You do. Okay.
Just
you
a
now
blob.
you acquire the scent of Makatz's essence.
Ooh.
It tastes like steel and magic. Steel and magic and trickery.
Tricks.
But in a sort of parlour trickery sort of way. There's a whimsical element to it. A little bit of song.
Yeah, you've seen me use thaumaturgy at various different points. Kind of like that.
Point at the innards. Dinner?
No.
Not yet.
No, we need to
not
leave
yet.
this exactly as we found it, but
Yeah, I think that the family will probably want what's left for their own uses.
Dinner.
Family dinner.
Yes.
Yeah, possibly.
But I don't know if the Lord Montserrat hasn't come down to inspect the land yet, or any of the rest of the big members of the family. But looking at how smashed up he is, I don't think there's going to be enough to bring back.
Are you expecting Lord Montserrat to come down here and inspect it personally?
In the fullness of time, yeah, probably want to pay, see what can be recovered, whether there's enough to form someone, but it won't be McCats. He's dead.
Dretch.
And indeed, this is how death works in the afterlife. Enough of McCats' essence appears to be missing or broken up or destroyed that he can't reform. Memories, personality, too scattered, too shattered.
It's impossible to take enough of someone's essence to become them.
Sort of. If you know what you're doing, you can consume another demon's essence to gain some of their powers, maybe some of their memory or identity. But usually when you consume it, it's like eating something. It gets metabolized. You get more powerful if you consume from a powerful demon, but usually don't get their powers unless you know exactly what you're doing.
How much would you have to consume to trick a truth thing? And be that into saying you were that person.
Oh, good.
Roll an Arcana check.
No. I'm too smart for my character. Oh, bloody hell, I've rolled well. 17, so that's a 15.
I mean, the answer to that is, you don't know, but that it probably wouldn't make it true. You'd need some other method of fooling a truth thing, potentially.
Interesting.
But yes, Gromek kind of goes, right, well, I'm going to leave you to investigate. I will hang around outside. If you've got any more questions, I'm going to see if I can find those sketches.
Thank you for your help.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
No worries, Monty. Thank you. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
He excuses himself.
As soon as he's gone, the puppet gets shoved back in the pocket.
I lick some more blood.
Okay, leave some for the investigation.
What are you licking?
Just the bits of blood that's
It's the
floating.
bits of blood. Roll me perception check, please.
Oh, I didn't think I would get anything useful from it. I was just licking.
Just licking.
It's only hearing I get advantage on, isn't it?
Yeah.
So.
It's taste.
16.
This McCants' essence is not the only spilled essence in this room.
Ooh.
Not cats.
Spilled essence, just it's terrible for us.
Yeah.
Not cats.
Through taste and smell, you kind of identify another scent of demonic essence. It tastes like greed and coin and debt.
Bad shiny.
Bad shiny.
You could recognise this essence again if you met it. So mark down that you've caught the unidentified demon's essence.
Bad shiny essence.
Bad shiny essence.
And when you said bad shiny, oh well, Montgomery's gone. There goes my brain cells back in my pocket. Bad shiny is
Bad shiny.
And then, not enough of it, or being used for bad, or
What did Cat's essence smell like? I'm sorry.
McCants' essence smelled like steel and trickery and whimsy.
I lick some of my cat's essence. Tricks. So the other essence, bad shiny.
Bad shiny it is. Great, that's fine.
Alright. Can I examine the wounds on the body more closely to see if they are consistent.
Somebody needs to do actual investigation.
Yeah.
Someone with a positive modifier for investigation. Oh, I've got a +1. Look at that.
To see what they are consistent with, like, is this claws? Is this weapon? Is this
Yeah.
Dretch sort of like swings into you a little bit, and you get like a whack with an ear. Bolstering magic.
Oh.
Add a D3. I don't know how you roll a D3.
D6 and halve it.
D6
Yep.
off it?
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, make your investigation check.
Okay, that is a dirty 20
Nice.
with a further. Well, we're halving that, so
I guess 2.
two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's round up though, because otherwise the only way of getting a 3 is to roll a 6. So 5 is 3.
Okay, fine.
23.
23.
Okay, so you examine the body. So this is your thing for the body. So first
Magnifying glass out.
thing you study the body. The first thing you can tell
Little
is
telescopic
that
one.
most of these wounds appear to have been inflicted either post-mortem
Okay.
or at a point where after the victim was unable to move. They are for the most part teeth marks,
Okay.
tooth and claw. You are able to identify what, as far as you can tell, is the killing wound, though. It's almost entirely been hidden by the consumption of the body. But there is the remnants of some sort of spike that went through the throat.
Okay.
From the looks of it, could have been something like a stiletto, or could have been something that maybe injected something, like a long needle
Okay.
of some type.
Can I look at the back of the neck to see if it's gone all the way through and out
Didn't
the
go
back?
all the way through.
Right, okay.
It appears that there's no sign of protracted struggle. You're not seeing any marks that would indicate them fighting back.
Right, okay.
So it appears that they had one wound before they died, and then were frankly quite sloppily, like messily devoured.
All right.
Can I compare the bite marks to the ones on my arm that's werewolfy?
You can. They, I'm going to say, because you got them there to examine, they don't match up.
Good to know.
Quite right. This is, it's a different type of maw.
Okay, we'll come back to the bite marks in a second.
Yeah.
But,
You are also able to. Fun fact: you could, if you so wanted, retrieve a complete Mekatz's other eye is the one that wasn't destroyed. Is actually completely intact.
right.
And if you, and I'm going to give you this with that 23, if you knew the right specialist or the right spell, there's probably a way to get something out of it. Speak with Dead functions a little differently here, because everyone's dead.
Yeah.
Speak with Dad is just a conversation.
Yeah, Speak with Dead is just a conversation.
So, hello, how are
Here,
you?
instead, it does stuff like, getting final moments and stuff.
Right, okay.
By the way, I've just looked at that ability, and you get that for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So congrats.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just do that on every check for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Finally, you, because you said you were checking through the body, are you just doing a thorough search of the body?
Yes. You mentioned that he's sort of floating.
Yeah, you've seen this happen with demons after,
Right.
sometimes. They, like, gravity somewhat exists when you remember it exists. And
Okay.
There's powerful demons have a lot of the magic of hell soaked up into them, and sometimes when they start after they die, that kind of gets loose and weird shit happens with their bodies.
Okay.
They're more hell than they are the memory of mortality. So this sort of blood just floating and turning into essence is not uncommon in that sort of
Right.
high-level killing.
Okay. Then looking at it then. So as far as I can see, we've got a situation where this macaque was not struggling, so he was killed by someone he wasn't necessarily expecting a fight out of, and then afterwards, it seems like most of this is mutilation has happened after he was already dead. So the question is why?
Dinner?
As everything's been taken, we should have a look at the room.
Yeah. Does it look like the wounds are consistent with being partially devoured by, like, in a animalistic
Nom
kind of
way. Yeah.
way, or is it that they are sloppily removing sections of the body for some other reason?
From what you can tell, it looks like they were consumed at the site.
Right. Like blood all over the floor and such. Yeah.
But that also does serve the purpose of, like, you know, damaging the body a bit. Just
okay.
some powerful demons can just like someone without, you know, noticeably putting on any pounds.
Okay.
Like Dretch. Dretch can do that.
Nom nom.
I put on a pair of gloves and check to see if he has anything in his pockets.
Okay. You do find a couple of things.
Ooh.
So you find his wallet.
Yeah.
Which does actually have some light change in it. For him, there's 5 obols in there. As well as there's 5 obols and 13 favours. That's you. But you also find a card for a dance club.
Ooh.
What's
the club?
It's called the Sticks. And there's a set of matches labelled with like these little gratis matches labelled with the with a sort of diner, subterraneous sandwiches.
Okay, well, lunch sorted.
Dinner?
Yeah.
Did you say you were looking around the rest of his office as well?
Yeah.
Can you give me another investigation check?
Absolutely.
Can I help?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm
Yeah,
doing
you also
with
get your
advantage.
D3.
Yeah.
And yes.
Like, I don't imagine it's been 10 minutes, has it?
No. Okay, so with advantage,
Ooh.
that is a... all this as well. Okay, 1 then.
2.
2.
Three
Oh
and
yeah,
four
of
is
course.
2.
Because yeah.
Rounding up.
Right, that is
Many.
Lots. Yeah.
that is a 30.
30.
Jesus, hello.
Okay. So, nothing's been taken from the shelves. The shelves, although there are a lot of unique knickknacks on the shelves, and if anything were to go missing, and what people weren't searching this thoroughly, it'd be pretty easy to take something.
Yeah.
So things you do discover, though, looking around, is you do find, you do go through McCantz's records. He doesn't keep a journal or anything, but he does keep inventories. Mm-hmm. He does keep logs of purchases and stock movements. You notice that quite a few favours recently went to paying for... You know when you order big sandwich meals for the office, and you get those huge sandwich platters?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of those from Subterranean Sandwiches lately.
Oh, okay.
Quite a lot of sandwich orders and little things like that, as well as a lot of cash coming out recently. But also, apparently, some some mentions of suitcases and cargo and boxes and so on being taken to an address, which isn't labelled as such, but which you've got the matchstick. It's got the address in the back. Is the same address as Subterranean Sandwiches. See, moving either between the foundry or between an or between an address at the heart of the industrial district.
Okay.
I'd like to do something.
Mm-hmm.
When they finish searching and stuff and all that they found is out, I'd like to do magic looking, magic awareness.
Okay.
And just, it's basically, I could see any magic things and know where it is within 60 feet, and also know what school it is as long as it's not in total cover.
Okay. Well,
And just have a look around the room.
McCantz's body glows like a fucking lantern. What's left of it?
That's probably standard, right?
Pretty standard.
That's not
It's
abnormal.
powerful.
He's probably wearing stuff that's super.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Indeed, he is wearing stuff. Like, he's still wearing a watch, which glows with some sort of temporal-based magic. So he doesn't appear to have been robbed of his watch. It's basically the equivalent of a gold Rolex.
It tells us something, though.
Yeah, it does.
About half of the shelf of unique knickknacks shines with various degrees of all sorts of different schools of magic. And the about half of them don't. Some of them are just like weird little collectibles. Like there's one that's just like a really chibi version of a Dretch.
I want it.
Well, it's tucked right at the back.
Can I have it?
Do you think you can get it out without anyone noticing?
Is there anyone here to notice other than my
right
two
now,
friends?
it's just the three of you.
Yeah.
I want it.
Take it.
Dretch.
As
Put it in my
useful
bag of
evidence, we might
stuff.
want to hold on to that just in case it's
I like it.
important.
It tastes like Dretch.
Dretch. I put it in my bag.
This might actually be a Dretch that was turned into a little chibi doll.
Well, now it's my best friend, so...
Probably a shrunken Dretch. Look at all the rest of
Dretch.
these things up here. They
Can I do a thing? I would like to do a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing else.
Nothing that's, like, weird.
One other thing. Actually, the door lock. The door itself, the lock on the handle, has powerful abjuration magic on it.
makes
So
sense.
Remind me of
basically,
abjuration?
protection. Basically, it's probably the magic of the door lock.
Like magically locked or...
Yeah.
Okay.
The door does not appear to have been forced in any way either.
I would
Bright
like
lock.
to look through the walls and just see if there's any hidden safes.
Oh, good call.
And down the floor and the ceiling. Just look and see if there's anything hidden that's unexpected.
Chibi
Because I can
Dretch
look
to
through
my...
solid objects.
Okay, you can. Yeah, there is a floor safe lined with lead or some equivalent. You can't see into it underneath the desk,
Okay.
under the carpet. So you have to like pull the carpet up a bit. to
Can
see
I look at his face again? Does he have an expression on his face that suggests that he's, like, surprised, terrified?
What's left of it looks like surprise.
Okay, so, yeah, he wasn't particularly expecting violence, but it happened, and very quickly.
About this
before he could
point,
react.
you hear.
Knock!
So I've got the sketches. Oh, it doesn't look good.
All right, let's have a look at them.
Gromit comes back in, shows you the pencil sketches. It's a slightly obscured view because it's like more about getting the whole kind of factory floor. This empty and more to see it check for stock theft than anything else. But you do see what seems to be a sketch of a tall, muscled figure, kind of handsome looking, tall figure with 4 arms that kind of looks like walking I'm going to say yes. Dressed in the similar sort of overalls to everyone else, but with a nicer version of the Montserrat symbol sketched onto the front. Like in a moment of talking to the truth speakers, and Gromack looks very uncomfortable about this.
Is that anyone who works here?
That's Ramat's. Recognise him anywhere.
All right.
This is.
I don't think we have a long conversation with one else.
Looks at the thing. Yeah, this is. It's about 2:00. I think there's you can see the marking of the marking sketched by it. Puts it as it's not. It'd be 1:36.
Okay.
Is when the marking.
So what we've got is Ramat's talking to a truth speaker.
Yep, and apparently on his way in towards McCann's
Yeah, that's
office.
just outside of here, isn't it? Okay.
I'm not sure ghostly gaze is stopped by lead. It's not mentioned anywhere. Is that a
lead
specific to this?
or something like it? Also, lead is generally stops divination magic.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure it's. I mean, it's a pact thing. So I don't know.
I'm going to be honest, this is a high-ranking demon's personal
enough.
safe. Whether it's lead or it's a spell that blocks
Fair enough.
casual peering into your safe, he's
That's
got
fair.
something
I
that
wonder-
stops you just glancing into the safe.
Does it look like it's been disturbed at all?
I can't tell if I can't see
You
inside.
can see. You can't see inside it, but you can see the lead.
That's more
and you
the
can see
point.
the bit outside it. It does not appear to have been opened.
Okay.
And you can kind of see in a translucent sense, like the mechanism on the front
Okay.
doesn't look to have been
So
forced.
it's currently,
So the safe is currently locked
unless
and
someone
closed.
opened it and closed it
Right.
by the normal means.
Yeah,
If someone had a key or a way in, we wouldn't know.
yeah.
All right. So as far as we can tell so far, we got the Rakshasa up in the office. Someone pays him a visit. They don't take anything. They don't. They don't do anything that is provoking of a fight. They just kill him, and then they go to work just taking him to pieces.
Dinner.
Well, that's how I keep him dead.
Actually, wait. One thing that I've forgotten to mention.
Oh.
You rolled a 23, right?
Yeah.
The decanter of spirits is a little down, and you do actually. They've been knocked on the floor, but there are a couple of glasses.
Oh, so like 2 glasses are set out.
Can I lick the inside of one?
Tastes like romances. Sorry, not romances. They taste like Mercatz's essence. The dead
The
Rakshasa.
trickery one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trickery one.
Tricks. I'll lick the other one.
All right.
Tastes a little bit like the essence you found.
Bad shiny.
Yeah, like greed. and
Ah,
debt.
okay.
All right. So this was a social
Drinking.
a social encounter that turned sour.
Reinforces that it was someone I knew. I expected.
Yeah.
Also tastes like Angel's Tears whiskey.
Angels.
Wait a second.
Good stuff.
I talked to Cormac. Would the door usually have been closed and locked this time of night?
I mean, as far as I know, he doesn't like to be disturbed. He usually would send anyone. If anyone came by and he wanted to have a private conversation, or if he was working late, he'd dismiss any visitors. But he'd have locked the door. But if he was expecting someone, he'd have opened it from the inside.
Yeah, that's the point. So whoever turned up, he was expecting. Does he have like the equivalence of a Filofax or like
He
an
does,
agenda on
and you
his?
looked through it. He
Yeah.
wasn't expecting a visitor this evening.
Right.
As far as there was nothing in his diary for meeting someone in the early hours necessarily. It seems like he was just planning to get some work done. You do
Midnight paperwork.
you do notice that
2 a.m. Get killed.
he did have a late night. He did have meetings like the previous night in the early morning and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like you see some markings. They're very like short-handled, like, and they don't necessarily make a lot of sense. They're like, get drinks with romance, drinks with romance. See the boss, pick up flowers, check in at the steelworks.
Right.
Flowers. Interesting. I haven't said that out loud in character because I can't read, but
I can't write, but I can read everything. Magic means I can read things. Okay.
Mats.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk to Romance.
We need a conversation with Romance. And maybe a little look at where these addresses and these sandwiches are going.
Yeah.
Subs.
Yes.
Gromit.
Yeah.
When's Romance next expected to be around here?
As far as I know, his shift continues until the end of until
End of time.
until sundown. But he'll be at the foundry until
Well,
then.
we can go there. Let's do
Yeah.
that.
Right. Oh, he looks at the body and shakes his head. He was a bastard, but no more so than the rest of us.
Can I try and
Except Lantern. No one's worse than Lantern.
subtly lick him?
Hey, what lick
Fuck off,
Gromit?
Lantern.
Yeah, just a little lick.
Roll a
comforting,
sleight of tongue
reassuring.
check.
That's the wrong sheet. Sleight of hand. 7.
Like, you lick him, but he notices. Like,
It's a comforting thing. That Stretch trying to be like,
oh, it's you.
yeah, so. Hold on. Make sure. That Stretch's way of reassuring you. They feel for your loss.
Tongue out.
It's alright, I've met Dretches before, I get it.
What did he taste like?
He tastes like smoke and copper and sweat. So, different from the other tests.
Different, shiny.
Right, well. He leaves the sketches from the imp with you and
Right.
returns to his own work.
So yeah, is it just what we believe to be Romance talking with the
Talking with the truth speakers.
truth speaker? Okay.
We need to have a conversation with this Romance.
Mats.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Can I ask the truth speaker on the way out? So was it Romance who came here last before us?
Thanks for a moment. No.
Yeah, like they found the body. That's happened since Romance was here.
True. Okay.
And a few people have been seen the body.
Lick the truth speaker.
Tastes like truth.
True.
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 I always imagine the taste is bitter.
True. True.
Is truth bitter? Bittersweet.
True.
Ah.
True.
Well, we need to distract the truth speaker. We've got something.
There's like two others that aren't just like locked in a loop with Dretch.
We just need to get the 3 Dretches detectives. Leave them in front.
That's why they're so good. They can keep busy all the truth seekers at one time. I pat my tiny chibi Dretch on the head. Dretch.
It, like
I
a...
listen.
You just sit here. Dretch.
Safe.
Dretch.
Dretch. put it in my bag.
Uh-huh.
In a soft little pocket.
Okay. Soft little pocket. Alright, I think
Give it a bug.
we got time for
Oh, no, I give it a bug.
roll on the bug bottle to see what bug you draw
I
out.
did that absentmindedly
D4.
and didn't think.
Excellent.
2. It's good bug.
It's a good bug. It's like
It's got a good bug friend.
yeah, it's a cute little it's like a little firefly type bug. Put it in there.
Good bug, Dretch.
Looks like it would be a very comforting and friendly bug.
That's my best friend. So, you know,
So yeah, you have a Dretch doll.
I've put Chibi Dretch in my
Chibi Dretch,
inventory.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think we're going to bring this to an end here for tonight. So tomorrow for us, in 2 weeks, we'll continue onwards with this mystery. However, you've survived an attack on the train by a series of mysterious lunar bombs. You've visited the scene of the crime, but you've got questions. Who killed this Rakshasa? Why was there no struggle? How could it really be that their best friend was responsible? And why are they spending so much money on sandwiches? All this and more next time on A Murder in Mephistopolis.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.